No, you didn't tell me.
Oh, okay. It's pretty cool. So the party was fighting some hags and stuff, and there was a stinking cloud going on, and the hags had counterspelled the fireball. So then Eric's wizard leaps off the mill into the cloud of the stinking cloud. And then producers say he casts fireball 20 feet above him. And I'm like, okay, counterspell. He's like, nope. I'm like, what? So it
She has
turns out,
no line of sight.
right, but you don't need that for fireball. So given the area of effect and 20 feet up, yeah, he totally trashed my encounter.
And he took a minor amount of inconvenience from the stinking cloud.
Yes, and he did manage to take 6 points of damage from the fall as well. So,
Okay.
At least I got something.
You skinned his knee while he destroyed your monster.
Yeah, and burned down the
town.
No, only the mill.
Okay.
To be fair, the mill was outside of town, so it would have been difficult to do it.
A few control fires would have helped. No.
Yeah. Well, had he taken insurance out on it first, though? This is the question.
They actually managed not to burn down a forest. Story, background, classes, races, feats, skill spells, assets. Nope.
Well, I believe Pete is in Rappan, Athuk, but he's not in Discord. Oh, he's sort of hanging around. And who else? Craig. I haven't seen Craig or heard of him. From him.
I really ought to write this down.
What are you failing to track this time?
Well, I know I'm supposed to open the monster manual and drag onto my character to get back to wolf shape, but I can't find the thing I'm supposed to open to drag it.
Oh, NPCs. Under campaign.
NPCs. Oh, okay, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. They wanted a neutral word for things you encounter.
Yeah.
And saying they're monsters doesn't quite line up with, say, the shopkeeper's daughter. Well, it might, but maybe it doesn't.
But that's a different issue then. There we go.
Oh, Craig is here.
Now, if only I could get the pretty wolf picture we used last time, but that...
Oh, that would have to be on the wolf itself. Let me take a look at wolves. So we have to find the wolf that has the picture, not direwolf.
Actually, direwolf is... Oh,
well, what you are.
I'm a direwolf.
Oh, it's direwolf from the 5e SRD bestiary. So if you untransform yourself and then transform yourself again with the one from the 5e SRD bestiary, you will find it as an image.
All right. Direwolf confusionally is flickering between wolves with different kinds of fur, apparently.
Yes.
I half thought you were going to replace it with a Scooby-Doo image.
That would actually be pretty funny.
I have to second that.
Yes.
Dire-do or something.
Yeah. And then I have to have a monster that after you've taken down his whole crew and you're about to take him out, he says, "I would have succeeded if it wasn't for you meddling kids."
That's right. Sorry, which book did you say it was?
The direwolf from the 5e SRD bestiary. So if you just search through NPCs as usual, look at where the source for the direwolf.
I think I'm only seeing the player's handbook. Maybe I need to...
Okay, maybe you need to open the SRD bestiary too. Yeah.
Should I see that on the modules?
I would imagine.
If I'm supposed to, then I don't.
Aha! You can probably hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Good.
Well,
What was that?
Have you been talking to yourself for the last half hour?
No, we just started.
Oh, you mean for the last 2 minutes then?
Yes, I had to. Meredith has a little graduation ceremony, so I had to drive fast home to get here.
I just
Well, I'm
unblocked
glad
it,
your
Jens.
priorities are right.
It was blocked for player load, so I just unblocked it, Jens.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Do I need to refresh or reload this? I guess
Probably.
maybe I do.
Yeah, I think I was muted for half the session last game and I didn't even notice.
Uh-oh.
No, we're just
So I was wandering around doing stuff and not, explaining myself.
No, we're just ignoring you.
Oh.
You guys are familiar with meeting bingo, right?
Oh
What?
yes. One
Yeah.
of them is run this up the flagpole. And,
Yes. Things like that. So I came across one made for the virtual online meetings. Things like, can you hear you? And Bob, you're muted. And Do you think I need to actually restart Fantasy Grounds from scratch, Dominic?
No, now you may need to go back into modules and activate it now that I've enabled player load.
Chris, what was that website where you you
there
could
we
pull
go.
up the spells and it would tell you the whether it was enchantment or illusion or etc.
Oh, the one that I was showing you last time. All right.
Yeah. I thought I kept the link, but I don't see it.
Okay, it is. And here I am looking at gaming stuff.
I know
It's dnd5e.wiki.com.
Mind? There we go. Ooh, I should double check the stats. Make sure I picked the one with the better stats.
You'll be disappointed.
Not really. I would have to be disappointed if they weren't the same. That would imply a bug.
I should lower one of the stats in the bestiary one, just so that you're torn between having the better stats and having the better picture.
Oh,
come on
right.
now, Dominic. You know me very well. I would be torn for no more than a fraction of a second.
I know.
Okay,
big D it is.
Big D it is.
I've been amazed how many times I've had people who occasionally have accused me of being a power gamer, and I'm like, well, yes, but mostly because I can't roleplay if I'm dead.
No. Where I'd catch you in a conundrum, Jens, is I'd raise one of the stats by 1, not to an even number.
Well, it would mean that I would have to think slightly longer before deciding to go for the prettier picture that's functionally the same.
That was funny, Pete. That was funny. That first, the first experiment is the one that they put in front of a philosophy class, isn't it? Famously.
Yeah, I got that from my Facebook on a old school D&D site, but
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny, so I moved it over here.
Ah.
Oh, you're talking about the trolley?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think he varies it up by saying, okay, now this time the one victim is your mother, and the other 5 people you don't know.
Or maybe the one person is a truly horrible person.
Oh, there was a great thing in a comic over the last couple of weeks where the person is what if sure, you're willing to kill one person to save 5. What about a surgeon? It's like, well, this guy with the trolley, this is probably going to happen once in his lifetime. A surgeon going around with carte blanche to murder whoever he wants as long as he can come up with some reasonable justification. That's a terror situation. Like, and then he's like, what if there are only 7 people, you and the other thing? Then I will venge myself upon this evil god who's trapped us here, and I will kill as many people as I can, and then myself.
Wow. That explains the player interpretation of that, doesn't it? I think there was actually a guy on YouTube, I think it was called Mindscape or something like that, and they apparently did a pretty well-crafted experiment on people about the trolley experiment. They set it up so they thought it was real, but it obviously wasn't real, but it was like a virtual control of the train track, and they could see the images of a real train and real people and stuff. And the outcome was that, well, some people did it and felt bad, and some people couldn't make themselves do it and also felt bad.
And you see, I know enough about trains, so I would ruin the experiment because I would let the front wheels take the curve, and then I would throw the point back.
Oh, nice! And
derail the tram.
Of course, it depends how close. It depends how close the people are, though. If you do that and they're too close, you'll end up taking everybody out.
Wait a second.
Does the tram have a reverse so I can hit all 7?
Dominic, you just murdered a bunch of people who were on the trolley. Good job.
Yes.
Yes, the trolley is full of kittens.
Yeah, I don't mind about killing kittens. I'm allergic to cats.
Oh.
I'm allergic to horses too. That doesn't mean I want to murder them.
No, anyway, the cats have 9 lives. I'm not worried.
Oh, I see.
Oh, good point. Good point.
So if we kill a cat, do we get... No, sorry. The EXP, right?
Given that the average cat can kill the average farmer, frankly, they ought to be worth some XP. The cat, not the farmer.
But the farmer's daughter knows where the cat is.
Ah.
The cat's worth 10 EXP since it has 9 lives. Do you get 90? I don't know.
No, you only get it all when you kill it 9 times. I loved it in an old campaign I ran when bad guys made it away, giving them levels because they got XP for surviving the combat too.
Yes. They defeated the players.
Mm-hmm. Or at least ran away laughing. Wah!
Yeah. Or if some villain, like potentially a minor villain, gets away with their crime because the players completely fail to catch him, then you can give him a level.
Yeah. The biggest fuck you ever. The PCs were dealing with cultists of the Cult of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And after they really threatened this anti-paladin, he used his sword's granted power to resurrect a dragon the PCs had previously slain. Flew off with them.
Seems
You
legit.
asshole.
Hey, can you retroactively take the experience back from the players?
I don't think so.
You see the dragon rise from the dead, and you feel diminished somehow.
I love it.
Well, let's just say I would certainly have my character feel some kind of sinking sensation at that point in time. It's like, the dragon was kind of a pain in the ass and might have been malicious and evil, but now it's actively upset at us.
The PCs had both a magical self-loading catapult and a blanket of bigness smallness, so they had a man-portable catapult.
Oh, you just wrap it up in the blanket and put it in the pocket.
Exactly.
Nice.
Knock, knock.
I like the original shrink item spell, where you could do it twice, and it would be like a piece of paper you could fold up and put in your pocket.
And the best part was taking that pebble and throwing it at somebody, and then canceling the spell.
Yes.
Somebody in Living City
do it?
module had a bunch of boulders turned into pebbles in a pocket, which he would throw at people with a friend readying to dispel magic. Then he went down a slide with an anti-magic zone at the end, and
Ah!
crushed by all of them.
And that's what happened when the DM is tired of your bullshittery.
Fate versus death. What happens if I win? Also death.
When you carry too much oil, and then all of a sudden there's a fireball, and you
Yeah.
just blow up.
Don't give Dwayne any ideas for Gruden.
Yeah. The fireball doesn't do any extra damage. It's the fact that you're now on fire and you can't put yourself out.
Don't make me sing at you.
Unfortunately, in the current rule set, with the way it's worded, it would not actually light the oil on fire.
Well, if the DM says it does.
Well, okay, fair enough. I mean,
That's called rule. That's called rule 0.
yes.
How about he dodges the fireball and takes half damage, but part of that involves leaping to the ground to roll, and that cracks open some of the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're covered in oil.
Do we want to leave Walter back at the farmhouse then?
I think we'll put. I think I'll take Walter off of this map, and Walter will be at the farmhouse.
Are we? Did we go back? Did we? We got healed up and went all the way back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Can you? Well, actually, I can do
She's
that.
standing in the exact same spot we were standing before.
Can you
I know,
take yeah. Can you take the unconscious off of Tarek?
Tarek has unconscious. Yeah. I wonder why you were so quiet.
Well, when he's like that, he can't open any doors.
It's true.
But when he's like that, can he be used to open doors?
A battering ram. Yes.
Oh, you should also have a long rest, shouldn't you? Oops. Close the thing. Come back. Menu. Rest. Long.
Alas, my two temporary hit points. I hardly knew ye. Choose myself. Cast Mage Armor.
You now have it on twice. I'll take it. I'll take one of them off you. I mean, it probably wouldn't. Or it might have an effect. I don't know.
Well, this is interesting and odd in an annoying kind of way. Oh, what the heck?
I lost vision.
I just reverted from.
Yeah, because you had a long rest.
Oh.
You can go to sleep in wolf form, but I guarantee you won't wake up in it.
Wait,
That sounds like a threat.
can we clarify exactly what you meant by that?
It can mean anything I want it to mean.
You sound like a character from Alice in Wonderland. Words mean whatever I want them to mean.
That sounds like Kellyanne Conway.
Oh, dude, award yourself 100 XP as a GM. Did you hear that U.S. Republican senator getting angry? In fact, saying, it's like I just can't go around lying anymore.
I know, eh?
Democrats lie all the time. No, but they're like maybe not as egregious about it. Yes, they do lie.
Mostly they exaggerate or they intend to do the thing, but it's not practical for them to do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a universal political mistake. Like Biden promised a bunch of things, and people are calling him a liar because he hasn't delivered. But he mostly hasn't delivered because there's 50 people in the Senate who vote against it every single time.
Yes. I'm ready to start when you guys are.
Yeah.
Tarek left the room.
Uh-oh. I see.
Pick up any copper pieces. Just, leading with
If
that.
you remember, that room is evil.
The room is evil? Wow.
Yeah. Well, the candles in that room are evil.
Oh, right. Yes, that.
Yes. He tried,
Yes,
he
they
tried
are.
taking one. I remember that.
Are we done here then in this room?
Tarek's left the room.
He's still in the room. I can see him.
You're disconnected again, Lee.
Oh my God. Well, I can see myself.
While Lee is disconnected, I sneak up on him and I pencil a mustache on. With a
Nice.
You're lagging, so you're unable to stop me.
But more importantly, does this mean that those evil candles trapped him in the room?
No.
Let's see.
That's
Because
how the
we-
unconscious thing
is-
happened, I think.
Yeah, we went.
Oh, let me
I
just
was
check
unconscious. I was unconscious, and we went back to the farmer's house,
That
and
is
then
room
we went to see the
30.
druid. And the druid.
30.
Yep.
The cursed altar.
Yep.
Right. Yes. Yes. The character immediately drops to 0 hit points from the altar's curse.
And stays there for a long time.
Yes.
Longer than usual.
Well, until somebody removes the curse.
Well, it would be funny if we just couldn't tell he was dead and just like, yeah, he's got to have failed 3 saves by now. I guess we should bury him.
You mean you couldn't tell he was alive?
Right.
Yeah.
I said that wrong.
Yeah.
Let us move along this hallway, friends, and
That may or may not have happened at my table before.
You left somebody for dead who... Well, it's the classic from Lord of the Rings, right? Sam leaves Frodo for dead.
Mm.
Mhm.
In an old Judges Guild module, the rogue saved the princess and then hid her underneath his elven cloak. And then he got knocked unconscious, and we didn't know where the princess was, and she froze to death.
Ah.
Thanks, rogue.
Also, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the better ones I had was a rogue who snuck up to a place for reasons invisible. Then the party decided to try to assault the front gate of the keep and had a pot of a burning oil dropped on them, so the party ran away and put out the fire. Little did they know that apparently the rogue invisible was by the front gate of the keep and basically got doused with fire and turned unconscious and subsequently died, and nobody knew where the rogue was to be able to help the poor fellow.
Alas. Have we gone south here? I would like to throw my light south of us here. I don't think we've been down this hallway where I am.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe we have.
Well, you come and join up with me. I don't want to just walk down and bob by myself.
Ignore the dotted line on the floor. It's apropos of nothing.
Okay, well, we are going to search as usual, and we're going to move down searching. Hopefully the halfling will join me.
Where are you?
I will be searching as we move, and hopefully the halfling will join. Whoa, slow down! You're getting in front of me. Okay, good.
He's fine.
Good.
The dotted lines on the floor were not apropos of a trap.
Okay.
What are they apropos of?
Aha. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Okay.
I'm gonna sniff them curiously without touching them.
I will throw my light down this corridor so that we aren't surprised by anything.
Uh-huh.
And okay, we've got a lot of lag between the wolf and the halfling. Let's tighten up.
Never mind the wolf and the halfling. Igor is still in the room you started in.
Igor.
Yeah, I wasn't like even looking at the map, so
We go back and get Igor.
I gotta figure out where you guys. I'll find you guys.
Go east and south.
Okay, right, that's fine.
Keep searching. Come up with me, Torek, as we move down this corridor searching.
There's no doors here. This is not fun.
Don't get in front, Igor.
No. There's a door at the end here.
Okay, is it? The halfling will check if it's trapped, while I guard the party this way.
Halfling will check the 10 feet before the door first.
Okay.
I approve.
Roll in the tower.
Okay.
Investigation.
How about find traps?
That is investigation.
That is investigation, yeah.
Well, depending, I guess it could be perception, but
You don't find a trap.
The spell find trap, you have to see the trap to know that it's a trap.
I know, eh?
Okay.
Dominic,
Now
I'll throw my light south of this corridor 120 feet, and then if that doesn't work, 90 feet, so that we don't get like shot at and surprised.
Okay,
Okay.
hang on. It goes to where it goes. You see that it dead ends at about 40, 50 feet. But there's a door on the right, halfway down.
Okay. As long as we're not surprised, and there's light there, I'll be overwatch while he searches.
Find trap on the door.
He finds no traps.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Let's tighten up and get ready to burst through.
It's a corridor.
It is indeed.
It's a long corridor. I can't see. Oh, a door.
You want to continue on this corridor then? Apparently the party flooding in means my answer is no.
Tark
That's
saw a
fine.
door. Tark saw a door and went running down the hallway.
Okay.
Checks for traps. 10 feet ahead.
I still cover this hallway south with my spell in hand.
Checks for traps on the door.
You don't find any traps.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
This is very suspicious.
It's very stiff.
Ooh. He opens the door and whoa!
Oh,
Red light comes through.
does Igor jump into the flames? There are flames licking up from the floor.
Yeah, Tark steps back.
Wow, Igor, that fighter's on fire.
So,
He's only slightly singed.
I almost fell into it, and then I okay.
okay. Igor, you notice that for some... Okay, that the flames, as such, reach the level that you're standing on. So they seem to emanate from below the level you're standing on, but you can't really see how deep the floor is in that room.
You've got a room full of fire.
That's pretty weird.
Is there a door on the other side?
Let me see. How are you checking?
From what we can see.
Mm-hmm. Well, the room extends further than you can see.
Let's try and go around it.
Big room
Let's
of
follow
fire.
Igor. Igor, slow down.
You do notice that the flames don't seem to be hot.
Okay, that's weird.
Do I have time to ritually cast detect magic, everybody?
If Igor will come back, yes.
If you want to, I'm kind of curious about these flames. So
Okay.
Also, since you're hanging around, I can give you a little more description. In addition to the... Okay, so... You notice that there's a chain, or there are chains, hanging from the 20-foot tall ceiling at 10-foot intervals, each chain 15 feet in length.
So theoretically, one could swing across.
Like a monkey.
Yeah.
I hated physical education in school, so I vote no.
I think Igor could do it.
I don't know. I'm pretty heavy. I got used to doing things like that.
I bet there's just like heavy rocks that pull forth from the ceiling, and then you land on the illusionary floor, and then the rock falls on your head or something. That sounds like this stuff.
That sounds like that elevator.
Yes, even if jumping in the chains is buying into their idea of what is appropriate.
Who was it who fell for the elevator pitch?
So there's an ancient Elven saying, which roughly translated into common means "bugger this for a lark."
Yeah, there is.
Let's go around. If we have to do this, we can, but that should be our last option, I think. What do you guys think?
Tark holds his hand out. Is there any heat? Is there any heat coming from the flames?
No, you don't feel any.
All right. Do I now see that the flames are magical of some kind?
They are
What type of magic?
illusory.
That's what I wondered.
So you're supposed to just walk.
We can't see the
flames
floor.
seem to be illusionary, guys.
Fantabulous.
As I take a drink.
Tark ties a rope around him and throws Fantabulous the other end.
Oh, I thought you were going to throw Fantabulous in. I was.
I mean, Fantabulous isn't all that heavy, but Tarek's only a halfling.
That's right.
Well, why don't you mage hand grab one of those chains? Yeah, and then see if someone can swing on it.
When he says that, I run away to the other end of this room. like
yeah.
gorgeous Ronald from Bugs Bunny. He's like waving my arms and prancing.
Okay. So I tried that.
Okay, so you're able to pull one end of the chain to you.
Okay.
Now, go on.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the length of the chain is such that you could comfortably swing on it without even getting your feet in the illusory flames. You being small. Somebody will have to lift you, though, to get you onto the chain that you're holding with the mage hand above your head, because you can't quite reach it. It's quite comical. You've got your mage hand is holding this chain above your head, and you're kind of jumping, trying to grab hold of it.
I take a knee to give him a step.
Yeah, okay. He's easily able to reach it that way, and crawl, climb a little way further up the chain so that he won't risk singeing his toes. So you're perched on Khan's knee, holding a chain.
Weird. Is all the area fire? I'm digging.
Yes. The whole room looks like fire, and your light extended over the room suggests that the room is about. Actually, you can dimly see the other side of the room.
I would like to toss my dagger into the room.
Okay.
And then summon it again and see and examine the dagger after it's been in the room for a short time.
Given that there's no heat, I would like to disbelieve the fires.
You toss.
I've already said that they were illusionary, so yeah. But I am drinking, so.
Yeah, and you do still see it, even though you've
Guess it's some sort of attempt to investigate it. I don't know.
Art climbs up onto the chain.
Okay.
You want to push?
Yeah, sorry, I can't find where you sent me a message.
In the chat.
I understood that would be where you'd send it, and
I'll try it again. See that?
Which chat channel?
Fantasy Grounds. Whisper.
Oh. Maybe I'm not at the bottom. I don't see it. It says you're disconnected in Fantasy Grounds. It's happening to you again.
What the heck is going on? All right. Be right back.
Okay. So are you suggesting that Tarek is a swinger?
There go the dad jokes.
Before you cross it, you should put your keys in the container there.
Oh yes, okay, I understand. I guess if somebody else tried investigating the fire, didn't they? Before me. Hold on. Willing to give it a try soon.
Just make sure the pineapple's upside down. Just
okay.
So Tarek's going to take his rapier and check the floor right in front of the doorway.
Oh, So let me back up a second. Tanathriel tossed in a dagger and then summoned it back after 2
that's
seconds. And you promptly drop the dagger, Tanathriel, because it's bloody hot.
That seems hot.
And it also seems a little singed. Well, the wrapping on the pommel does.
That's some good
Sounds like
illusionary
real
flames. Yeah, that's some
Yeah.
really convincing illusionary
And when you
flames.
tossed it in, you did hear it go clink quite soon after it dropped into the fire.
So there's like a grate or something?
Or a floor.
Hmm.
It's just below the level of the flames, so you can't see it.
Right.
And it seems like there are flames below the flames, if that makes any sense.
So maybe people are supposed to see this, detect the illusion, and then go, oh, it's just illusionary flames, and then walk in and die horribly.
Mm-hmm.
That seems unusually cruel, but actually pretty impressive, actually.
Diabolical.
Anybody would think this place was made by demons.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find a trap.
Or just a really mean DM.
I once saw these villagers who were blocked off with a riot with a wall of fire, and it was radiating fire away from them. So they were like, "Oh, you can't fool us! This is an illusion. We're gonna run through." And then they died like dogs. Oh, the screams from the other side of the wall, of the invisible wall, those are just illusions to scare us. Anyway.
You don't detect any trap of the type that you're able to detect.
Okay.
I mean, clearly you've been informed that this is basically a trap, that there are fake fires and there's some real heat. So, but you don't know how it's set off or how it's avoided is the key, I guess.
Right.
And besides, you're standing on Khan's knee, holding a chain.
Let's search this hallway to see if there's like a turn off switch or something, down or low or high or somewhere. We'll search the hallway we're in. I'll help by lifting the halfling if he's willing to have my help, and I'll search also.
So I take it you let go of the chain, Tarek?
Yes.
Okay, so the chain just swings back and forth and comes to a halt eventually. And
Was the chain hot?
No. And there is no heat emanating from the flames.
And yet the knife was hot. Well, this is kind of weird.
Yes.
It's illusionary flames over lava.
Excuse me, we're underground, so it's magma.
That's really good, Pete.
Thank you, Professor Tanathriel.
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
gonna.
I have an important question first. So, since you know that, please distinguish stalagmites and stalactites.
Stalactites hang tight to the ceiling; they dangle down.
Yes, he is correct. And piercers can be either.
Yes.
Yes. Or ropers.
Or ropers.
Tarek's going to get down his hands and knees at the door, and he's gonna hold his hand a foot or two inside the doorway at floor level, inside the room.
Okay, so your hands extend out, and it's quite eerie because you feel like you need to grab your hand back, but there's no heat. Your hand doesn't sort of burn slowly without you feeling anything. But the flames lick around your hands harmlessly.
All right, I'm going to lower my hands a foot. Well, that's probably all I can lower, since I'm a halfling.
Well, you can lower your hand a foot quite easily, and there's no change.
Can I lower it any more?
You can probably lower your hand about 2 feet.
I will go down 2 feet.
Okay, as you get to about 2 feet, you rapidly draw your hand back, and you're shaking your hand and sucking your fingers because it got really hot all of a sudden.
I tell them it starts around 2 feet down.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is something we should do after we've exhausted other avenues. Let's keep on going in the corridor, friends.
What's your passive perception, Tarek?
10.
Okay. Nothing.
Okay. Tarek looks at Tanathriel, looks back to the room, and goes, "Okay." Starts heading down the hallway back towards.
Okay. Do you close the door or leave it open?
Close it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, don't let the illusionary fire escape.
Another door.
Yeah, you
There's
find
an
another door.
illusionary fire escape? Common is such a confusing language. You should all learn how to speak Elven. It's much superior.
Right.
Oh, come on, Wolf. Come on, Wolf. Come on.
So,
come on. Through the door.
well,
Jump, jump.
well, here's the question: are elves flammable or inflammable?
Yes. Storm, come on. Jump, jump. Storm, go through the door. Hey, good boy.
I didn't want to step on the elf.
Flaming. Elves are flaming.
And there's another door here.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
you know.
Yes, they are.
I am a heterosexual elf. College was just experimentation.
Well, he does have an advanced degree. So.
This degree is an experimentation.
That's why you did a double degree.
Any traps?
Let me
I
see
hope
your
search.
roll. And then let me find the room on the map.
I want to roll 2 because it's fun. Not good at it.
39, he says. 39.
How about a guidance for funsies?
Well, do it to him, not me. I'm just trying to feel useful here.
The door appears unlocked and untrapped.
I'll open it.
Okay. It is open.
Where's
And-
Traps.
Igor to charge in?
Check the floor.
Hang on.
I try to stop Igor from going past me and leaping into this room like a madman.
You try. You see a small antechamber, like a hallway, leading to another door.
I check the floor right before I head in.
Huh.
The floor seems fine.
As Igor traverses it.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? And there's another door.
Oh,
Thanks for
Igor
opening it,
opened it.
Igor.
Hold it. Let me lock the token.
Igor is our Polish mine detector.
Okay.
What if we meet
Oh,
other
no.
mines? What if it's a different kind of mine than Polish, like a dwarven mine?
You fell off again, Lee.
Yes.
What's going on?
I think you have a connection issue. So you, Tarek and Tanathriel, who are in the antechamber, see Igor stroll boldly into the room, in the center of which there's a square red carpet that, as he reaches, he just drops to the ground.
Like unconscious or fell through a hole?
Like unconscious.
What the?
Or dead.
Maybe there's gas? I will try and...
Guess you have to leave me here, guys.
Torek, why don't you tie this rope around his ankle and I'll pull him out? Or
Yeah, I'll have my mage hand do that.
Okay, and then I'll pull him back.
So, let me describe the room. There are several candles and small wall alcoves, dimly illuminating the room. So Tarek is going in to tie.
Nope.
A rope. Oh,
Mage hand, remember?
oh yeah. I mean, I remembered. I'm just,
He said it. You just probably didn't hear.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear.
No, he's not wanting to hear that.
Yes, I only hear what I want to hear. That's right.
You're just playing the I hear don't game.
Yeah. Okay. So Tarek ties the rope to Igor's feet with Mage Hand. Is that the game here?
Yes. And I'll drag him back.
Okay. Make a rope tying dexterity check, please.
If you
Okay.
roll it for me.
Sure. Where is he? I mean, it might just take a while. So the magical effects have more time to kill the character, kind of thing.
I'll be right back.
Have a look. 2 8s. You fumble the knot, so you tie it and you pull it, and it just comes unraveled. So you have to do it again.
Okay. Here, I'll tie the rope here into a lariat, and then he can just go put it over his head. I mean leg.
Around his neck, hangman's knot.
Okay, so we'll say that this takes 3 rounds, but you secure the rope, and you're able to pull him off in round 4.
Okay. We attempt to provide first aid to see what's going on. Somebody with medicine, help.
Make a medicine check. Someone with medicine.
Not me. Not
I
it.
guess.
If I have to. The priest
Hey, where's my character?
lumbers
There it
over,
is.
belches loudly, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a pulse.
In the tower?
No, you can do it openly. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah, that person's unconscious, definitely.
Do we need to go see the druid again to get him fixed?
I will try to see figure out what's going on. I'm bad at medicine, but I'll try anyway. It can't be much worse. Yep, I think he's dead.
Yeah, you can't. You definitely can't find a pulse.
Can't find a pulse. I think he's dead.
I would like to try to have a go at backing up that confirmation or not.
Are you licking him?
Oh
Sure.
my gosh!
Why not?
Okay. Well, in wolf form, let me jump in the sidebar.
Okay.
You're sniffing him.
Well,
You know, like dogs can detect cancer by smelling.
Can they detect Taurus too? Maybe the candles, Toric. Maybe the candles are putting poisonous fumes out, and we could put them out with a tin cup or something, and then wait a little while. What do you think?
We can try it.
Cool.
Oh, you're back on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on because I'm showing. Even when you tell me I'm disconnected, I go and check the internet with another website, and I get right on. So I don't know what it is.
It's funny because it happened to you last week, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Or last time. Very odd. But it's only you.
I know. It's weird.
Dominic, we have a plan after the
So the
sniffing happens.
Yeah, so there's some sniffing, and then the wolf barks a couple of times and tries to and is visibly shaking Igor, grabbing a chunk of his clothing and shaking him, and then he barks at him, but nothing seems to happen.
So before I dropped off, he went in the room and he crossed the room and hit a carpet.
Yes, and then collapsed.
Is the carpet all across the room?
No, it's a square in the middle, like a rug, like an area rug. It's about a 10-foot square.
We have a new plan. We'd like. I've asked Toric if he will use my tin cup to put out the candles with his mage hand, because I think there might be like poisonous candle gas or something.
Okay,
I'll do that.
So you take the tin cup and you hover it over one of the candles. I guess you flip it upside down and just dunk it over the candle.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So it stops emitting light, and you lift the cup up, and it's lit again.
Of course it is.
New thing. I'll fill the cup with liquid. Try and pour it on it.
Okay.
Try that.
Oh.
The wolf is doing the Ouija thing with somebody's shield.
Yes.
He spelt out some kind of word.
Okay. Well, as long as we're not all sleeping, we should be fine. What about pouring water on one of the candles?
Oh, I was wondering what liquid you were going to pour. Water.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
I have some liquid right here.
That's fully
I drink
wrong.
from this cup, so I don't really want to do that.
That's a good question. I mean, peeing on the third rail is a bad idea. I can't help but think that peeing on a demon candle is no better.
So you pour water on it, and it is the most extraordinary thing. You've never seen what looks like a normal candle flame burn while you're pouring water directly on it.
Wait, do we have any holy water?
Could that be the spell? There's this like a second level spell, isn't there? Can
What,
I roll,
continual
Arcana?
flame?
Yeah. Could they be
Yeah.
continual flames? Does it? Can I roll Arcana to
It
see if it
fits.
fits?
It does fit.
Oh, okay, so that's not super special. Maybe he stepped on a pin or something.
Oh
I
yeah,
will-
that would be very nursery rhymey. I mean,
uh,
Hans Christian Andersen, anyway.
Storm, will you hold this rope that I tie around my ankle? I will tie the rope around my ankle, and I will,
Storm will take it in his teeth.
yes, and I will. I can't move myself. What's going on? Oh, I'm in the same square as Storm, and I can't move anymore.
Oh, hang on.
Thank you. I will search this area and then step in.
Okay.
See what I can be seen.
Are you carefully, studiously avoiding the rug?
Yes.
Okay. It's a stone-flagged floor, like most of the rooms in this part of the dungeon.
Okay.
And there is the candles are in wall alcoves.
Yep.
And it's a pretty featureless room except for the carpet.
I will use my rapier to flip up the carpet, try and roll it up a little.
Okay. You manage to flip the carpet, sort of fold it over on itself, and you reveal underneath the carpet a trapdoor.
I wondered.
I will examine Igor's. I will take off Igor's boots and examine his feet. No, I'll just tell someone else to. He probably has very stinky feet.
Is he breathing?
Well, are you making a medicine check to determine this?
I will. If I can.
The elf couldn't find a pulse, but the wolf seems comfortable with him. And the fact that the cleric was holding his armor, we're looking for a pulse, probably ruined it.
Can we move Igor back to the hallway?
You're pretty sure, Tarek, that he's just sleeping. Yeah, you can move him back to the hallway.
I'm gonna pat his face.
Yeah, okay. It does nothing except leave your finger marks on his face.
But what do you you don't trust the wolf to know if he's sleeping or not?
I was just trying to wake him up.
I have an in-game / out-of-game thing. I think we should just back off for a little while and let him have a little nap and take an hour, even though we don't lose anything. If we get him back, then that's good. What do you think?
Let him sleep it off.
Is Torek going to be able to wait to go to that trap door that long?
Okay, Torek and Tanathriel, roll the d6 for me in the open.
Oh, so there's extremes.
Nah.
So one is good and one is bad?
Nah. Interesting. Okay.
Is the party
Lesser
willing
restoration.
to wait? Oh, cool.
Lesser restoration on Igor.
Okay. You cast Lesser Restoration on him, and he yawns loudly, and his eyes flicker open briefly, and he takes you in, and he goes, "Ah, so tired," and he drops back to sleep.
Oh.
Well, he is still in the room as far as I can see.
We dragged him out earlier.
Oh, well, that makes a difference. Sorry. Okay, yeah, he wakes up when I get him out of the room.
Sleep.
Whoa. That was a trip.
I can't get you through the door. There we go. Too many
here's
people in the way.
Alcovey thing.
Yeah, there's a candle in there.
I will search the alcove.
Okay. Tenathriel, you yawn.
I jump out of the alcove. Does it smell funny? Tori, can you figure out what's going on with the carpet? Or maybe we could check it for magic again. Does our cleric still have the chance to detect magic?
I'll give him 10 minutes and he can.
Well, he did it he did it a few minutes ago, right? In the other room. I think he's
that was
probably
a while ago. That was a while ago. You spent several minutes searching that room.
Okay, let's give him his 10. Meanwhile, I'll search this alcove again.
Okay.
All right. Start going and casting that spell.
Okay.
That's not a door in the alcove, right?
Not that I see, unless it's a secret door.
Hang on. Let me just go back.
But we elves are really good at finding secret doors, at least in previous editions.
Yeah, there's just alcoves.
Okay.
All right. If the spell's done.
Okay, so the candle in each alcove is magical.
Okay.
Could we remove the candles?
I'm not.
Last time we tried that was a problem.
And there is an aura of magic in the room, a general aura of enchantment. You're not sure what it's about.
How about
the door? Tell us about the door.
How about the carpet in general?
Not specifically the carpet, but in that area has this general enchantment to it.
Okay.
The carpet does also have magic.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I will attempt to open this door.
Which is a trapdoor?
Yes.
Okay. Make a wisdom save.
Is it making me sleep? Because I should be immune to sleep due to my
make a wisdom save anyway.
Awesomeness. Okay. Wisdom save. I mean,
Is
just
that
like
something?
A roll, right?
Is that something you learned at college too, but you weren't quite sure about? That whole sleep thing.
Oh, imagine if we had that 4 hours sleep ability.
So you're fine. You open the trapdoor.
Okay. What's in the trapdoor? What's down there?
But Tarek and who is that? Khan have to both make a wisdom save.
Right. That's good stuff.
Wait. Tenathriel, you have just done a Toric.
Yeah.
I made all kinds of. I made reasoned decisions. They were just the wrong ones. They weren't impulsive.
Did I drop off again?
Khan is fine.
No, you're still on.
What is going on?
Oh, you appear to be still on. It hasn't timed out on you yet. But sometimes you could be disconnected but not timed out. Let me open your character here.
Why is Walter Reed still targeting me? Oh, nice.
And Toric, you're fine. You stifle an urge to yawn, but you're okay.
Okay. What's in the hole?
In the hole is a treasure chest.
Woohoo! I will tie my rope around it, and and I'll pull it out.
Okay.
I do not open it in this room.
Okay.
I will exit the room.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
That released all the demons.
And then you cast a fireball on us.
I'm checking some things here. Minor things. Nothing to worry about. Let's see, Mr. Copperbrace. Right.
Yeah, that laugh doesn't
What I do
bode
miss
well.
is at the table just sighing and just start rolling dice and then watch the nervousness of everybody.
One time Freya did something really, really stupid, and I just look at him sadly, and I took his hand and I put four six-sided dice in them. I'm so sorry.
You're so sorry, not sorry.
Yes. Mind you, it was really stupid.
Good. It's only okay when it's stupid.
No, seriously. The party found a hole in a barn with a dead squirrel next to the water butt, and
they drank the water.
It was dead. A person looked through the hole and then died, and a second person looked through the hole.
This sounds a little bit of for those horrible accidents with grain elevators or whatever it is.
Yes, or pig shit.
So a friend of mine ran a campaign called Murder in Rel Mord, which is a Greyhawk location named after Murder in the Rue Morgue, and there was this ape, which was a Juralan that was robbing people, right, like burglarizing places.
Yeah.
And the party tracked down the ape. I'm in the party just as a character, and they open the door, and he says, "There's a Juralan in a cage at the back of the room." So the fighter, the barbarian, charges in and attacks the Juralan, and then the Juralan grabs him through the bars, squeezes the life out of him, and drops him to the floor. Okay. Then the paladin charges into the room and attacks the Juralan. The Juralan reaches through the bars, squeezes the life out of him, and drops him to the floor. And my ranger goes, "Ha!" Takes out his bow and casually shoots the Juralan to death. And then goes over and kicks the two fighting types to one side and goes looking for the treasure. It was so funny. And it just rolled that way. The DM just like rolled it, and the guys were, they were grappled and they couldn't get free, and they're trying to stab with their long swords through the bars with disadvantage, and the Juralans are just choking them.
Any traps on the chest?
I mean, the first one time.
Good try.
Get the chest out of the room first. We're getting the chest far out of the room to the hallway.
Okay, so you get the chest. Okay. You check the chest for traps.
In the hallway.
You do not find a trap.
Is it locked?
It's not locked.
Oh.
Okay. Is there magic on it since the cleric did that a minute ago?
Yes.
What kind? What's its flavor?
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
So it's the chest is the problem. Well,
how are you going to get it off your chest?
I guess, why don't I open it just inside of the party? Is that okay? You guys can be 61 feet away, and I'll open it?
Why don't you let my mage hand open it?
Okay, that's a good idea. We'll put it here, roughly.
30 feet away?
And we'll move 30 feet away.
Okay. So you open the chest. The chest is now open.
Okay. What's in the chest?
I'll walk up.
Okay. Tenathriel, is there? You're walking up too?
Yeah.
Tarek?
I started walking up. I said that.
Yeah. Okay. Make a saving throw, wisdom, Tarek.
Apparently this is an elven chest. Oh, you can't because you're disconnected. I'll do it for you.
Really? This is getting really aggravating.
Tiresome? Yeah.
Oh.
I can't resist.
All right, I'm going to reboot my modem. I'll be back.
Okay. So wisdom save for Tarek.
Ooh, Fantasy Grounds just crashed.
What the heck?
Happens all the time. Don't be surprised.
I just got kicked, it looked like.
So did we all.
Well, that's weird because you all look like you're still here. I guess it's going to time out. On the good side, Tarek made his rolled a 20 on his save.
Good.
And he has plus nothing. So he just yawns and wipes his brow and continues.
Okay. I'm attempting direct connection to server.
Yeah, you all got disconnected. It must be my end.
Which is weird because I haven't had any jitter or voice breakouts on Discord, so that's kind of weird.
It is kind of
We
weird.
did have a fantastic new update, which,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. I'm always nervous when there's a software upgrade. It's like, well, it worked last time. Why are we upgrading?
Yeah. So somehow the fact that we feel that way and we work in software, I'm not sure if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Like whether you work in software or you don't, software is a complex and dangerous beast, and you don't upgrade it thoughtlessly.
Yeah. Don't poke the tiger with a stick
Yeah,
unless you have to.
and the old adage of if it ain't broke, don't fix it applies. For example, my car, the Ram truck. I'm accustomed to backing it up to hitch it to a trailer, right? And I don't know if you've ever watched people do this, but if it's not one that you can see the hitching ball on and all that kind of stuff, it's quite common to open the door on the truck and stick your head out with one hand on the wheel while you're backing up.
Yes.
Well, when I put this truck in, they did a safety recall on it, which reprogrammed it so that the engine the gears won't engage if the door's open.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's really annoying. They've made
And the
it
fact
so.
is, no doubt it all sounded like a great idea, and unless somebody involved in that process owned that truck and knew about this little workaround feature, which was deemed a bug, nobody
Okay,
would have
Dwayne.
flagged it as being a problem.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't care, actually. It's probably some FCC requirement or something.
Well, I didn't say whose problem it was. Well, it's yours,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we back up?
Well, I mean, would you like me to restart the server?
Yes.
It might be an option.
Well,
Okay.
let's just say that I've been attempting to connect.
Okay, I'm exiting the program. I have exited the program. Let me just do a couple of little checks here. Bring up a terminal. Ping Google. Yeah, they're pinging. Yahoo is pinging. Amazon is pinging. Okay. Networking seems to be fine and dandy. Let's reload IP chicken. That works and my IP address is correct. So, here goes nothing. Relaunching. Actually, I'll just relaunch the game. Boom. Load campaign. Rappan Athuk. Cell core 1802. LAN mode. Druid Wild Shapes is on.
I'm laughing at the join LAN game option. If I was attached in one small room with 6 friends, I would just break out dice and paper.
Well, you're actually joining the LAN game, so.
Oh, okay.
It's up. I do remember last week people had a lot of trouble getting connected in the first place, but then once people had connected, it seemed stable except for Lee. But it is up and running now.
It is? Okay, we'll try it now.
It's been trying to connect for an awful long time.
Yeah.
Is it still the 208.103.158.214 IP?
It should be, yeah. I'm just checking my router here. See if my router looks like everything is good. Traffic statistics. Huh. Link up, link up. IP address is correct.
Anyone else reconnected?
Nope.
No, I don't see anybody connected.
I've been trying for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Firewall.
I was going to try to load my campaign just to see if it's fantasy grounds or not.
Network. Nah.
And we are banned.
1802, 1802. All protocols enabled. Am I the right IP address? Internally. Config. Oh. Okay. I have found what I believe is the problem.
Please describe the nature of the medical emergency.
Config ENP0 S25 down. Oops. Password. Run that again. Okay. That is now off. And oops. Okay, and I'm still online. All right. So if anybody has been trying, if you stop trying and try again now, maybe it will be different.
Yeah, it's acquired
So wait, you're
file
saying
list
that?
now.
So you're saying
Okay.
if at first we don't succeed, try again.
Correct. As opposed to the Homer Simpson version, which is if at first you don't succeed, give up.
Or hit it with a bigger hammer.
I saw somebody signing off an email with, "Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask."
God, that reminds me of that line in the Gamers where the guys are reading out, the cue card, and it's like blah blah blah, which sucked out the life of yada yada, which sucked. And it's like turn the card over. It's like, oh, the life out of.
Okay, I'm acquiring now.
Okay, so I'll tell you what it is, and it's fairly obscure. When I got this big monitor for work, I'm using it for gaming too because, well, why the hell wouldn't I? It's huge. It comes with an Ethernet adapter in it. It's a whole hub and monitor, and the result is that my workstation has, by default, now has 2 Ethernet addresses, and that's probably not a good idea.
Well, maybe if you use the same one for both, it'll work better. Yeah, sorry.
I'm just trying to think what would actually happen, to be honest, because I'm a networking person. So that's where my head goes. I don't think about how silly that sounds.
Well, okay. The first thing you should keep in mind before trying this is that I'm the guy who breaks stuff that people didn't know could be broken without trying. So
yeah, it definitely falls into the category of why would anybody think of that?
I don't know why it popped into my mind.
It would be kind of like a builder saying, "Let's make both of these houses number 168." That couldn't possibly cause any trouble.
Yes, especially if you
There is that.
if you demolish a house.
Especially if they were at opposite ends of the street, let's say.
Well, there was that French town that registered them in the order of registration. So you had
Murder.
58 right beside 158.
Oh, right. In terms of property tax registration, you mean?
Yeah,
as they were
right.
built. Yeah.
So did I roll a wisdom saving throw earlier?
You did, actually. You got a 20.
Tell us what we won.
Oh, yes. You want to know what you've won, I suppose. I suppose that's fair.
We
So
still get a
I'm
XP per gold piece, right?
I wish.
No. Let me see.
So-
Parcels plus... Sorry, I've got to make up a quick parcel here.
So I was trying to connect, nothing happened. So I shut down Fantasy Grounds and then tried reconnecting again, and it worked. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but
I think it's tradition, isn't it?
yes.
Right.
Or some kind of ritual. I'm not quite sure which.
It's a traditional ritual. It can be both.
Ooh.
It's like
Oh,
blowing in your games back in the day. Never actually helped, but everybody did it.
Or blowing on your dice, yeah.
That's a little too Vegas for me.
Until it works.
And if it works twice in a row, it's like, now
It's
you
like,
have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Did we ever determine what this scroll in the party sheet was?
Yes, it was a remove curse.
Was it really?
Yes, it was.
Well, I think it was good that we husband our resources for the next time somebody plays with fire. I mean, candles.
Correct. Okay, so party sheet. There we go. Inventory. You got a bunch of stuff in your party inventory.
Yep.
People ought to be carrying that stuff.
We'd really rather use it as something to divide it in later.
So
Theoretically, it's all in a bag on Igor's
There is-
back, I think.
there is a gem which appears to have a shiny shard inside of the gem.
Ooh,
There
gem with
is
inclusion.
yes, 1,000 copper pieces, 207 silver pieces, 201 gold pieces.
Can we try to detect one of those copper pieces is cursed by a freaking ghost? Like, I don't know, detect annoyance or something.
Detect annoyance. It's funny. Whenever the rogue casts detect annoyance, it always goes bing.
Is everybody okay with me taking the big evil looking mace?
Oh, go right ahead.
Magical.
Yes. Great. Do so.
Use it.
Do we have two of those? Because I have something like that already.
We got a previous bitchin' mace from the evil cleric.
Yeah,
This one is the magical bitchin' mace.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay.
Yeah. This place is what's the word?
Mace heavy.
Yeah. I was going to say
It looks
not.
like a mace of terror without the terror. It's sad.
I'm afraid so.
I'm assuming that we don't see the dotted lines on the floor at the end of the hallway.
No, we don't.
Correct.
I will cast the light spell and find the end of the corridor, and we will go up and check and keep checking.
Hang on.
Possibly the rogue and I.
Where are you? Sorry, I've
Wait
got
for
to
them to
find
catch up,
it.
Torek.
For some reason, my map closed. So your treasure is in your thing. I know. I can do it with your characters, can't I? I just cast Find Tenathril. Look at that.
Normally people don't want to.
Oh, okay, those dotted lines. Gotcha.
Similar to the Find Earth spell.
C23.
Oh, or is that Find Location?
You can look up there and see a shaft extending about 60 plus feet up.
Ooh, I'll throw my light up there and look.
Okay. It goes up about 80 feet, and then there's a ceiling above it. But it appears that it's not contained anymore.
What does that mean?
I mean, so when you lower it down a bit, you can see the walls on either side. But when you pop up that extra bit of distance, the light doesn't reflect on the walls of the shaft.
Ah, there's an opening. Okay.
Yes.
Who's good at climbing? Anyone?
Oh, Tarek's going to climb. Of course he is.
I'll. Okay. I'll give you my rope, and I'll be here ready to catch you if you fail.
My apologies. I have misled you. Your your light goes up until it meets a cover of some kind. There is a lid.
Okay. Is there a place to stand to like push on the lid or move it, or maybe we could check that out?
There is a bit of an opening, and then there's a lid.
Okay, so that's our new plan. Let's go with that. If you get in terrible trouble and rats try and eat your face, leap off and I'll catch you, okay?
Sure.
We should have our Drew turn into a giant fucking spider. That would be awesome.
And there are iron rungs set into the wall.
Oh, you don't trick me with that again. Okay, now we're going to go up searching the rungs.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm climbing up.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. You climb up. You find it slightly awkward because the rungs are like a comfortable human distance apart.
Of course.
But I suppose you're used to that. You make your way up. It's quite tiring. You feel, sleepy, but you make it up there, and you find yourself in a what looks like a well. So you emerge in a small room that's slightly bigger in diameter to the pit that you just came up, and above your head, above your head is a
wooden cover.
Yeah, let me describe. So when you came up, it was kind of like you stepped out of a dumb waiter into another small round room, which went up 10 feet to reach this wooden cover.
Is there space up there for me?
Yeah.
I'll climb up again, searching,
Okay.
checking things.
Yeah.
Let's try and shift the. Wait, I'll wait till there's another human or human-sized person who can come up. Can, will you come up?
Oh,
Sure.
I know when Dom crashed, we lost all our notes. Didn't we have a note that said something about don't go down the well or something like that?
Yes, you did.
Well, luckily for us, we're going up.
That's completely fine. Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
We went down the well. At the bottom of a well.
Okay, I'm gonna start binding because somebody's down the well.
Okay.
Little Timmy.
So this is just basically another entrance to this place, right?
We want to find out
It
where
does
it is.
seem to be. Yeah.
Maybe it's an
Okay.
evil farmer's backyard.
That would be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Can-
So as you examine it, Tarek, you
Yep.
look at it and go, "This is a trap, but we're in it." Because you can kind of see the pulleys and levers right there.
I'm supposed to drop you into this terrible level. There could be
Yes.
someone up there to surprise. Is there a place we could stand and not be crushed when it opens?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be crushed when it opens as long as you duck a bit when the two side flaps swing down.
I passed down to the other party members. Tell Storm to like spider himself up here. We've got to climb, or at least dismiss being a dog.
Well, what are we trying? So essentially, what we think is that this is an entrance to this place that you think you get to a false bottom, which then proceeds to drop you 60 feet down to this shaft that we just
Or it's
came out
the
of.
middle of a room, and you just plummet 50. Like people, I've seen people fall downstairs 12 feet in England and then die. 50 feet would probably kill even me.
Yeah. So basically, we're just coming up from the ass end of the trap, so there's nothing else to be found, right?
Well, where
Looks
does it
that
go? Is that go out or does it go up to the upper level?
Well, we're going to find
Question.
out, aren't we? Let's find out.
Can we pull the levers?
Yes, you can.
Fine. I wanted us to be ready to spring out and people, but we spent enough time arguing. I guess they're not going to be surprised. We will figure out a way to open up the levers without getting crushed. Oh, and without people underneath us to be crushed by falling people also.
Okay.
I've got a spear for that.
Give me 2 seconds. I will share the map.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, 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 dun. Share record.
Ooh.
Do we recognize this area?
Do you? Good question. How good is your memory?
Really good. I'm pretty smart. I'm almost as smart as I think I am.
No one's that smart. I take it everybody's making their way up.
Yeah,
Even
I'll,
you can.
I'll climb up.
I might need a bit of help with that.
Are you helping the wolf up? I mean, he could always change back.
Yeah, but
Fine.
then you'll have to make do without your damage sponge in the next attack.
Fine.
Okay, they help you up.
Let's
But
go
we're pretty
north.
but we're pretty bitchy about it. I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can hear. So yeah, it came up in a pit in the middle of this room that you're standing in.
Okay.
Okay. I'll open this door.
To the north, that's 24. Yeah, it looks like an empty room.
Am I the only one to find that this looks somewhat familiar?
There's tons of rooms in this exact same shape.
Yes.
Hmm.
Search for a secret door on the north wall.
Is there a sticky bit here at my feet?
No,
It looks a lot like this sticky room with the gold in it.
it may. This could be coincidence.
Do I send our sense from somewhat recently?
It's kind of hard because everybody else got in here first.
So yes, it does smell like us.
You do not find a secret door.
Move over here.
Tanathril, on the other hand, also does not find a secret door.
Must
And
not be
neither
there
does
then.
For me.
Help! I'm in the dark.
Igor, slow down.
Aha. Let me just check something there.
I'm gonna have to disappear for 20 minutes at about 9:30.
25.
Sorry about that.
We won't kill you.
Thank you.
Well, not deliberately.
Okay. This door is back up a bit. You can't get in. This door is jammed. This door is jammed shut. Let me click on the close icon.
The one that
The one to the south that Igor stepped
okay.
into.
So it's jammed shut. Well, it's closed it.
Yes.
So
I'd like to explore to the west, mainly to track and see if we've been here before or not. Before somebody else checks out the west corridor.
Good idea.
You can't remember, but
I was planning on smelling if our tracks are here where we haven't.
You don't smell the tracks of the party.
Okay.
But then, unlike you, they're not given to pissing in every corner, so it's hard to tell.
Yes, true.
I did relieve myself in that pit earlier.
Okay, but that was involuntarily.
No.
so is the door to the south is wedged?
Yes, it is.
So we'll open it last. Let's check out this door to the west. I will help the rogue search.
Okay. Make a check. You do not find a trap.
I will check also because I'm awesome. Well, I'm not, but I could get lucky.
You also do not find a trap.
I
it
will
locked?
open the door.
26. You see stone stairs leading downwards and a huge statue against the western wall where that star is. It's a 10-foot tall carving of a human skeleton with each hand resting on the head of a stone wolf. It's on a dais 5 feet tall.
Ooh.
Storm,
I
get
don't
in
remember
here.
this.
How good likelihoods are the wolves?
And they're pretty good. They're good at.
I think
They're
this
handsome.
is the other side of the room that we, on the southwest of the map, that we didn't go down because I yelled at you. And really weirdly, you actually listened. Maybe not.
I look at the statue. Do I see any seams? Do I see anything where something might move on it, like seams at the arms or at the base of the statue?
Actually, you discover that the the dais is hollow, and you find a secret door.
Found something.
Woohoo! Okay. Check for magic first.
I've already opened it.
Check for. Cantas, was there magic there that exploded?
Is there magic?
I don't think he waited for us for 10 minutes. He was like already opening it.
Tarek got excited. He opened it.
Yeah, he did.
I look over his shoulder. What did he find?
Well, on
I'll-
his
I'll-
shoulder that you're looking over is a giant leech.
On my shoulder?
Yes.
Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
Like how, John? Like
Oh,
a
like a
6-inch
foot,
leech or like a 4
foot
foot
long,
leech?
like a foot long.
As tall as Tarek.
Yeah, it's
I
horrible.
leap into action by running away, flailing my arms.
As one does. Yes. Sorry, I'm just populating this encounter, and it's very sluggish for some reason.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
sluggish.
I'm
Look at it.
I'm going to
Thank you,
take
thank you.
my mage hand and pick that thing off my shoulder if I can.
I think he's having us roll initiative, basically.
Yeah.
No, that will not be necessary. You managed to take it off you. Roll. You can roll a d6.
Maybe a roll for feeling nauseous.
Where do these stairs go?
Up, I think, or down. Up.
A
They're supposed to go
6.
up, right?
Well done. You feel nauseous and slightly weak, as if you'd given blood. You take 6 damage. I'll put it on.
Ouch.
Did you find anything besides leeches?
Poke it.
You did find something beside leeches. You found you found a secret door which went through the statue and emerged in an alcove, which I can't get you to because it's a secret door. There we go. There.
Cool.
Cool. Oh, there's an echo in here.
What do I see in that?
Phone died.
Is it a space to yell through the statue's voice or something? Does it keep on going?
Well,
I can see light
depends.
coming out.
That's an accident.
No, now that he's in there, right? He's got his lantern, right? So it's just yeah.
I wedge in there with him if it's possible.
Yeah, so you can see another room, another door behind you that's open. You should
We
be able
listen
to
at the
see.
Torek listens at the door.
The door doesn't say anything.
Okay. Is the door trapped? He searches the door.
It says help on the door.
12. Hang on. This large room contains 3 rows of pillars running north to south, leading to 2 deep bronze fire pits that stand against the south wall. Each fire pit contains a wide bronze bowl 10 feet across, and these are both blazing with eerie green flames that rise 10 feet into the air, throwing emerald sparks towards the chamber's arching 30-foot-high ceiling. Both bowls are decorated with leering gargoyle heads around the rims and have 2 massive handles at the sides. The pillars in the room are also carved with a multitude of small gargoyles.
I stick my head through the hole and say, shh, and gesture everyone to come in.
Okay, so the party clanks in their usual fashion.
We try to be quiet.
Right.
I'm just padding along.
Pad.
Because you're a footpad?
Literally 4 foot pads.
Oh, that's only when you get to 4th level. Right now you're a pickpocket.
He is 4th level.
Any animate objects in here?
Yeah, but
Not that you
let's
see.
not get reality and numbers in the way of a good joke.
Yeah.
I checked the column on the upper left.
Okay, it's got leering gargoyles carved into it in
I'm
great
looking for
detail.
compartments.
Ah,
Not too sure
don't
about
find
the
any.
cargo pads.
you don't find any.
Okay, I go to the middle one.
I'm sorry, I apologize. It used to go footpad, robber, burglar at 4th, then a cut purse. Nice.
Yeah, he's a robber.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I move to the next.
Okay. It's nicely carved. They're quite, revolting looking gargoyles. They've got tongues sticking out and they're making quite the number of faces.
Can I get in there too?
Yep. Oh, I can't seem to get you through the door. Why is that? I'll do is there a shift thing you do?
There you go.
There you go. Why is Tenathriel buggering off?
I'm listening at this door over here.
Oh.
I
Probably not wise. Just
I tell Pentabulous that I checked the first 3 up here and I didn't find anything.
8.
So I'm checking this one, the middle right.
Still casting that spell.
Can I roll a perception?
The 2 large braziers are magical, Khan.
Ooh.
Yes, you can roll a perception. Tenathriel. You don't see any problems here, and you don't see any party members here either.
Come back.
You notice that you're all alone in the world.
Think I'm alone now.
No, not. What was her name? Tandy or Mindy or
Tiffany.
Cindy? Tiffany. Something like that.
Okay.
Let's sneak up on the priest quarters and murder some evil cultists.
Yay! A fray.
So, are you still checking the pillars?
Yes.
Okay, this pillar is nothing special to see other than, quite hideous carvings.
Am I still online?
You look to be.
Still attached
Okay.
to the table.
Okay.
Yeah, this one appears to be, whoever carved these had a lot of fun carving them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 more
Okay.
checks just to be sure.
As you get there, you're quite close to one of the large magical burning green flame braziers.
Yep.
And it's still hot from where you are. And as you get there, the head of a large serpentine form seems to coalesce out of the flames and dashes at you, like springs at you. And let's have initiative.
Yay!
Oh, there's a fire snake. I like how we're all spread out too.
Well, if an area effect goes off, that'll come in handy.
Will.
Quite. Oh, let me roll initiative for this character.
By the way, because of all our previous talk about magma and stalactites, I changed my name to Professor Tenathriel.
I noticed. Oh, that's so good.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I'm not used to winning initiative.
Why is that good? That doesn't sound good at all.
I think it sounds fine. I don't know what your problem is. I think you're a bunch of anti-cultists.
Oh, I like that. That's really good. Anti-cultists.
Wouldn't that make us a member of a cult? Oh no!
Yes, you're a member of a cult that targets cults.
So we can call ourselves Anti-Ka.
Yes.
Anti-Ku?
Anti-coup.
Only we don't deal with fascists by like yelling at them and playing bagpipes. We just stab people to death.
Yeah.
So we're just
and after one of your successful missions, after a few drinks, you look at each other and you say, all that stuff we've just been doing, are we the bad guys?
Oh! We saw, Elizabeth and I saw a joke, like Indiana Jones getting the Jones getting the idol taken away from him, and then Belloc takes it away from him, and then you showed there's a British museum with a cannon. We'll take that.
Of course they will.
Yeah.
Oh! Ouch!
Yeah, how's that line goes? What do you call a bunch of expropriated culture and artwork stolen? The British Museum.
Wait. Why does Tarek have? He does have advantage on saving throws versus.
He's a bit
poison.
tookish, he is.
Yes, he is.
Very,
Alrighty then.
Esmeralda took.
Yes.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that brave on the halfling there.
I think it was more like his mother's cooking.
Oh, that's such a terrible cook. He's got resistance to poison. Time for your stewed slugs, dearie, with extra nettles.
Yes.
Wow, that's just...
That's probably good, actually.
Yeah, the slime from the slugs breaks down the nettles.
Yeah, there you go. Skywolf.
Does he even know anything's going on? I don't
I don't
see
know.
him.
Where is he? I don't see him either.
I was on the way up the tunnel to go see where the elf was going because I was told there'd be cultists.
Okay.
So we probably heard the yell.
You did hear a halfling go, ow! Ow!
Is that any different from what usually happens when you fall in a trap?
No. Or get your hand caught in it.
Well, we'll assume that we should investigate. I guess I'll start moving into the room to figure out what's going on.
I yell out, "Snake!"
Snakes in a flame.
Since 501 zippers jeans have not been invented, it probably is something to go check out.
Yeah. So where are these things of burny snakiness?
Fire snakes.
There are 2 oval braziers at the south end of the room between each row of columns. So if you go down the aisle of columns, there's a brazier at the end of the aisle, kind of thing.
Here
And the fire
here.
snake has emerged right here. I'll make it visible. Visibility. Mask sensitive visible, I guess. There we go. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Sometime, Dom, I want my sentinel-like behavior to help the party.
You are. You found us the monsters. Now, obviously, the snake is too far away for me to get to, but I guess I'll spend some more movement going down there to help out my buddies. So this should have used up all of my regular moves. So I guess I'll take the dash action to move for another. There we go.
So Wolf bounds into the room, leaps over Igor,
and
confronts the wretched snake.
That's right. We will go a little bit defensive and careful here, just since I can't attack anyway.
And although you have nothing left to go defensive with, right? You don't get a bonus action dodge, do you?
Sorry, I didn't mean in the mechanical sense.
Okay, fair enough.
I meant in the descriptive sense.
I mean, if you're anything like what I imagine you to be, you just dashed into the room. You're standing toe to toe with him, barking your face off.
Right, that's my halfling.
Snake. Yeah, somebody cast it. Speak with animals. Snake. 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 Snake.
Somebody cancel the spell. This is really
annoying. Khan, you're up. God, everybody rolled terrible initiative.
Yeah, I thought it rolled rather well.
The cleric's going second. That's by definition terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
The enemy's going first.
I will move. I'll move there.
I can barely see. Okay, there we go.
And I guess I will cast some Sacred Flame on that thing.
Okay.
Going for the radiant damage.
Not fire?
No, Sacred Flame is radiant, not fire.
Damn.
Oh, but
I made it. I made it. He shrugs it off. Done?
I'll get you next time. Yeah, I'm done. I'll hit the button. I should learn to hit the button.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tenathriel, a.k.a. Professor Tenathriel. The geologist Tenathriel.
15, 20. There's 40.
I guess you're a spelunker.
Will you approve my...
I will.
And then 20 more. And approve my move, and then I'm done.
Okay. You can... There we go. Torek. It bit you.
It did bite me.
It sort of reared up like a cobra and lashed out at you. Yeah, you'll need to go a little bit closer to actually reach it with your tiny arms.
I'm actually going to...
Well, it's on the line.
Well, I think he's on a line.
Is the tail of the
there's multiple lines. Sorry.
Is the tail of the cobra still attached to the brazier?
The body of the cobra appears to be in the brazier.
I see.
Does it follow me? I was trying because what I would try to do.
Yeah, its head will turn around towards you.
Even if I go around the column, and I try to stealth.
Oh, make a check.
Okay, hang on.
So you're using your bonus action to make a stealth check, I take it.
I am. Hang on. Okay.
You feel stealthy?
I feel stealthy. And if I don't think it sees me,
Mm-hmm. Then you put the sneak attack on.
I do. So I will attack with my rapier. And crit him.
Nice.
God damn. You may turn on the sneak attack effect.
Yes. Hang on. And roll my damage.
Oh,
I love it.
You killed my snake.
Holy crap!
And after
overkill.
And as Torek stabs the snake from behind, he steps around and with a flourish of the rapier and puts it back in his belt.
The snake or the rapier?
The rapier.
Yeah, because I had this image of you with the cobra's head transfixed on the end of your rapier.
Oh yeah, I just took it. Yeah, I took it and slid it down and did the flourish and slid it back in the belt.
Slide it out, flick the blood off, and put it back in your belt.
Your,
Well, that was rather anticlimactic.
your new nickname is Osok, or one shot, one kill.
No, I'm gonna call you Ricky Tikki Tavi now.
Nice. My kids love that movie.
Did the flame go out?
No.
Is the flame? Can I feel heat from the flame?
Yes.
Mm.
Can I roll Arcana on remembering information about these creatures?
Sure.
They're made of fire.
There's another brazier. Just saying.
I feel like running over and knocking over the other brazier.
I think it's got permanent flames in there.
It does look like it has permanent flames.
I feel like knocking it over into the corner anyway.
I've unlocked the tokens. They're very heavy.
I want to try to knock it over into the corner anyway.
Okay, pause. Wait.
You
if
managed.
you do that,
You managed
you're
to
gonna be
tip
head
it.
height.
You managed to tip it.
3 foot.
Oh,
Okay.
Igor's on the other side. That could be awkward.
You tipped it on Igor.
Oh,
You just
All right.
Igor gets like engulfed in hot flame, green flame, and he dives to the back of the room.
He was not there when I was saying I was going to do this. Obviously, I'm not going to knock it over on him.
Well, you were like hunkering down to get your shoulder under it while he innocently walked around the back of it, and you tipped it over.
It's got to be a 200-pound object. He probably couldn't lift it more than like 3 inches. Like tip it.
Yeah. You know, he could if he hunkered down underneath it. I mean, I've seen my damn dog knock over the coffee table before, so.
And he is huge. He's a really big dog.
Gotcha.
He is.
He's a dire wolf. Yeah,
Could a poodle do that?
He ain't no puppy.
Oh, I thought it was the halfling. Okay. Is there anything in my knowledge about
Anyway,
snakes living in flames?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you know, snakes like to bask on hot rocks.
But that's ridiculous.
This seems a bit excessive.
Yeah. The skin of the snake is very pretty.
Actually, I was going to inspect the snake. Does it?
It's a brilliant emerald green color, and the two braziers are quite splendid looking. They are ornate, heavy, thick brass.
Ooh, one of these can be for our for the courtyard, a bird bath for the courtyard.
A bird bath?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
for
it
the
burn them
grill.
alive?
I don't think they'll stay hot if we take them away from here.
Well, it's
And I
They're
think
magical.
They really would rather flanking the entrance gateway,
Ooh,
wouldn't they?
we could also burn do bratwursts.
Definitely.
I like this.
Tark's going to take the snake,
Okay. It's
and
quite
he's
heavy.
going.
Let's skin them and keep them alive. I mean, like keep them
What?
from rotting.
Tark,
Thing.
Tark wants the snake skin, and he's going to try to, when he gets back, fashion a pair of boots out of the emerald leather.
Or suspenders. Even better, suspenders. That would be
That
really,
like
really.
always happens when you kill a snake. Everybody turns it into something.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. You reckon the skin is quite beautiful. It's iridescent emerald green. You've never seen anything quite so spectacular in a snake skin.
I definitely want to make a pair of boots out of it.
Okay.
except it's going to cause a negative on your stealth roll.
He may not care. It's that pretty. Or maybe he'll just save it for when he goes dating.
Not big enough to make a vest out of, is it?
Oh yeah, easily.
For you.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, instead of boots, then I would definitely make a vest out of it.
Why not a matched pair?
If there's enough, absolutely.
Let me just make up this treasure thing. Do, do, do.
So no snake in the other brazier.
No.
Dominic, this is where I have to run and pick up Meredith. I'll be back in 20 minutes or something.
Sure, and we might be more or less done by then, but let me just finish with this treasure disposition. Are you doing anything with the... who is skinning the snake? Who has skill or expertise in snake skinning?
The ranger we don't have?
Right. Or the druid that's currently a wolf?
That's okay. For the sake of this being preserved and done the right way, I can change back as soon as I click on it and do that.
Right. Okay.
There we go. Revert from all save. There we go.
Okay, so make your survival check.
All right. So guidance, so plus 1d4, right?
Yep.
Oh well. That's okay.
He kind of botches it, and there's some, the area is no longer large enough for a tunic.
What do you mean? I got an 18.
Oh, sorry, I saw a 6. That was Tenathriel's Arcana check. My bad. You did fine.
Thank you. I mean, I'm not saying it was easy, but I didn't think it was that hard.
Sorry, I thought you rolled a 6. Okay, I just looked over there.
Man.
Are you doing anything with the? Are you doing anything with the braziers?
They're too heavy, right?
They weigh a couple of tons each.
When we're done, let's try and take one with us when we go.
Okay.
How are we going to
So
sneak it through this secret door? How big is the passage here?
Well, we'll just mine through the roof and then we'll get some wenches and haul it out.
I mean, they do look spectacular. They do look like the kind of thing that would, look great in the courtyard, like you said. Especially if they keep burning.
You guys mind if I take a short rest?
Oh, sure.
Well, we can have both.
What, he takes a short rest and you go your way?
Yeah. While he's skinning the snake, I'll take a short rest.
Okay. Let me put that on you. Everybody. Click. Wrong thing. Menu. Rest.
That was supposed to be targeted on him, but it didn't work.
What was?
I was trying to heal you.
Oh, I can drag it onto him.
Missed
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just down one then. All right.
There you go.
Thank you. I was going to take the short rest and let you save that, but no worries.
Okay, so the snake skin should be in the treasure.
Oh, yeah.
So the other brazier didn't have a snake in it?
No, sorry. Just magical fire, that's all.
Well, I guess that's nice.
If you like that sort of thing. Which, apparently evil priests really do.
What do you see up the hall, Storm?
That's just not cool.
So there's a door there.
Work.
Sorry, I was trying to get my effects back on me from the short rest. Oh, door.
You just check that is number 8, I think it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. Sorry. Okay, do you do anything with the door there?
I'm trying. I'm having some trouble. I don't know if I'm getting dropped or not.
It doesn't say you're dropped.
Yeah, you appear to be connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't clicking through the tabs on the character sheet.
Right.
All right, I will find traps.
Very well. Your finding is excellent. You find no trap.
I will open the door.
Okie doke. There are 10 crudely built wooden beds. Hang on. I guess so. 10 crudely built wooden beds in this room, each with a wooden footlocker underneath.
No, I go in.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I go to the first footlocker and I start looking at it.
Okay. The first one's empty.
All right.
The next one has a candle stub in it.
All right.
The next one has a needle and thread and a bent copper piece.
I'll take the copper piece.
No,
Okay.
not again.
Is the candle black?
No, it's sort of a greasy beige color. And in the next one you find a needle and thread, and that's all you find. Sorry, a mouse skeleton.
A mouse skeleton, nice.
Yeah. It's starved.
I cast animate on it.
It dances a jig.
Now I start working my way back, checking the beds and underneath to make sure there's no false panels underneath the mattresses.
Okay. You search carefully and don't find any, but the blankets are serviceable.
Okay. I'll check this back wall just to check.
Okay. You search the back wall carefully and find nothing.
I shrug, turn around and shrug, throw up my hands. Seems empty.
Mm-hmm.
I checked to see if the beds have been slept in.
They have.
Okay.
Although not recently.
Not recently. Okay.
Not too recently.
Ooh,
not,
door.
Not in the last week. Oh yeah, you find a door.
And then I find myself in the dark.
Well, Tenasriel is still way back.
Now I can see.
Oh, you found Igor? Anyway, let me find out where you are now. I keep having to flip back to the map. That
Came out
door,
came out the door, went to the right, ran around.
Yeah. 7. Yeah, it's You don't find a trap.
Is it locked?
Seems very, very hard to open. It doesn't appear to be locked, but it's not. It's stuck.
I step aside and tell Igor, put a shoulder into it, see what happens.
So he puts his shoulder into it, and there's a loud thud, and dust falls from the door to the ground, but the door does not budge.
Maybe you could pry it open with a crowbar. Do we have a crowbar?
Yeah, that would work.
That will give you advantage.
Does anyone actually have a crowbar?
Oh.
There's a creaking, crunching sound, and the teeth of the crowbar fail to bite in the floor, and you slump into the door instead of leaving the door open.
Oh.
You might want to try again with more purchase.
Sure.
Here, try this with a little bit of a blessing.
Guidance.
Yeah,
Oh, blessing, that'd be helpful.
and guidance. That would do.
Oh no. That's still
Roll the
terrible.
guidance.
You should have got guidance on the first one. That would have been better.
It's like, why didn't you do that the first time? I'm worn out now.
The method is that way we only have we have 3 tries instead of.
I just can't roll dice today.
Oh, there's a grinding
You're
sound.
just rolling lousy.
There's a grinding sound, and the door creaks open, and you hear a clatter from just inside the room. And looking around the door, you can see that a skeleton that was leaning against the door has toppled forward, and its head has rolled across the room.
Interesting. I wonder what killed it.
And a spike has dropped to the floor that had been used to spike the door closed.
Ah.
There are 2 more skeletons wrapped in bedrolls, and a burned-out lantern stands on the floor in the middle of the room.
Oh,
And
interesting.
there's
Some
also-
adventurers holed up here and died from hunger, being unable to escape, whatever.
And there's also an odd-looking wooden chest.
I searched the skeletons.
Okay.
Maybe they left a journal or a note or something.
They seem to have, just fallen asleep in their day clothes.
Okay, so not in armor or armed at all.
No, but you do notice a chest beside the bed of one of them.
Hmm.
I'll check it for traps.
Okay.
Bear with me.
I'm bearing.
Sluggish tonight.
Mm. You don't find any.
Is it locked?
Nope.
I'm not sure if we should get in the room when we open it. Maybe we should mage hand it open while being outside the room.
I was going to step back and mage hand it open. I'll stand in the doorway, but I'll mage hand it open.
Okay. So it looks like a clothing chest, and you see a bunch of clothing in it from the distance.
Okay.
I mean, the spike on the inside would imply that the people in here spiked the door shut themselves, and then for whatever reason stayed here until they died, which is a bit
Weird.
odd.
Sad.
I will check the clothing and the chest closer as nothing exploded.
There are 8 sets of servants' clothing. One of them is a pretty fancy piece of clothing, a silk gown, and there's a crimson wizard's robe embroidered with stars and astrological symbols.
Ooh, Ventilus.
Does it have a hat to go with it?
Do you want this robe?
Any notes or journal items or things like that?
Beside each bedroll is also a backpack.
And the robe looks interesting.
Yeah, it's quite pretty. You find a large ball of twine, a bottle of holy water, 30 silver pieces, and a sketched map that looks like it's from Zelkor's ferry to the Mouth of Doom entrance that you've taken.
Oh.
Cool. any journals or notes or
No. No,
Yes,
they-
there
they-
is.
Huh?
Fenlis starts turned to Tark and said, there's a door. And Tark's eyes widened and said, yes, there is.
Ah. I thought you were telling me something I didn't know. Just a second.
Although, I will tell you that Tark will take the silk gown. You never know. You
Uh-huh.
might
Put it on.
No, I can sell it in my shop. And he will also take the handwritten map.
I'll take the robe.
shouldn't we check if the robe is magical or anything, or if there's any magical equipment laying around?
Probably. So I've got to itemize these things. Silk gown. Wizard's robe. Da-da-da-da. Cost. Da-da-da-da. That. That room. Loot page. Drag. And drop. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Okay, treasure is in the party sheet. You have found another door.
I'm going to take the I'm going to take the treasure map or the map.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to put it in my inventory necessarily, but when we get back to Zelko's Ferry, you never know. I might can sell it to somebody as a treasure map.
Sure. As one does,
See,
right?
That sounds
Yes.
underhanded and devious and dishonest.
I turn to the wolf and look at him quizzically because he's just barking at me.
I'm not.
He's not a wolf
I am
now.
not barking at you right now. I'm not wolful.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
He's hanging out with me right now.
Well, then I'll turn around and I'll still shrug and I'll be like, I'm a rogue.
You said that in your outside voice.
Yes.
Okay.
Bark at him on general principle.
Yeah.
Is the door locked?
Well, I don't know how you're barking at him because you're in a completely different room.
Yeah, I don't see him. I was like,
Oh,
who are you?
The door is merely closed.
It's a corridor leading north.
It is a short corridor leading north.
I turn to Fenlis, Vitabulous, and I say, "Psst, hey, there's another door."
okay. I appear to have managed to lose the party somewhere.
But you do, Storm, you do now smell the traces of your prior passage.
Well, that's good, I guess.
You think you've been here before, but not down where you are now.
It did look somewhat familiar.
But yeah, up there you've
More
been.
importantly, though, I'd like to use my nose to find the party because I appear to have misplaced them.
Okay, so you actually you're sniffing, but then you hear something.
Sure.
Yeah, this way. You think they're behind the store.
Door number 3, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Ah. Ah.
I think the door's closed.
Hey,
There's
Hey!
a wolf out here. Look out! No, it's a person, and you recognize him.
it's an illusion.
It's a shifty-eyed
Yes.
bugger.
Yeah, that's right.
how do you know he hasn't been possessed, or
That's
that this
true.
is, or that this is in fact not a doppelganger and the real him has been eaten and left down a corridor somewhere?
True.
Oh, so we think we've been down here before then.
You know you've
I,
been
th-
down here
I
before.
think you've been down here before.
Should we go back then and go down the stairs?
I think we should. Why not?
We've kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Put 2 and 2 and get 6, as one does.
Uh-huh.
Which stairs do you speak of?
From
The ones
the statue room of the I think it was the skeleton with the 2 wolves on either side.
Yeah.
Ah, back in there.
Is there any way to speed up the scrolling of the map?
No.
Oh. That's
If you change the scale of the map, then you can scroll it faster.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
So you do scroll wheel first and then drag the map. It scrolls at the same speed, but it's moving more of the map, if you know what I mean.
Right, it's a warp drive.
Yes. Just take
found
advantage of the general law of relativity.
Oop. I'm stuck.
You can go through on the left. Oh, thank you. I got a piece of pizza.
Hey, lucky you.
Oh, there is. So one set of stairs set leading up and one leading down, right?
Nope, just down.
Okay.
Let me bring up the map. 3C1. Oh. Images. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's different. There we go. Let me enlarge this. So you find yourself circling down and down and down.
Oh, really?
Yes, more than 60 feet.
More than 60 feet. Ooh,
Don't
do
worry,
we
you'll
wanna
be
do
fine.
this?
What could possibly go wrong?
What
we
have
want
I
to-
missed?
We wound up circling back through a couple of rooms. We found a room with some skeletons of some commoners who were trying to investigate, and nothing much of value. And then we went through a corridor and we established that we'd been on this corridor before, or this floor
Oh.
before. So once we
Cool.
figured that out, we headed back south, back through the room with the snake to the room with the statue, and we just started heading down the stairs. But we are
I
figuring
don't
out
think
the
we should
stairs.
go down those stairs. Let's
Why not?
finish this level.
They went down by more than 60 feet.
We'll come back up and let's finish the other pieces of the whirly fan blade thing.
The what?
The place we came from over here, it looks sort of like a fan. Right? It's got like a center thing. I almost stepped on the bit there. Let's finish this level first.
I thought we had.
We've been on this level before.
I don't remember it. What's here to the south with the stuck door?
Some kind of room with a diamond-shaped room with things in all direction.
No, to the south of there. Did you check out behind the swelled door?
No.
Let's do that then.
Let's use a crowbar on it.
Yeah.
Fine. I guess we're not going downstairs.
So you make your way all the way back upstairs.
Well,
And I will have a go with my crowbar.
Because Tenasriel's a chicken.
At least we've mastered the stair.
Were the stairs like a flight down to a landing and then another flight down to a landing? Or
Yeah,
were they-
and they went round in a square.
Okay.
Maybe we're in a tower or something.
Maybe.
Can I open this door with a wedgie wedge thing?
Crowbar.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Sorry,
Sorry, in Elven, it's translated as wedgie wedge thing.
Of course it is. Which map are you talking about?
A level 1C, the mouth.
Oh, you're still on 1. Okay, sorry.
We're back at the 4-way where we originally came down in.
We came up.
Gotcha.
Came
Came
up,
back.
yeah.
Okay. And you're in the room with in the middle room. Yeah, with the pit trap in the middle. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
And what you're doing? Wedging it open?
I'm going to wedge open the door.
Okay.
My mighty athletic skill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess I get advantage, so I can try twice.
Sure.
Here, you have a go.
Tarek turns to Fantabulous and goes,
Igor.
elves.
Look,
What can you
elves,
do?
We have upkeep on our things. Igor, have a go.
Okay.
In the case of the unopenable door.
It opens.
Oh, okay.
We'll see
We
in
can
the
stop.
hand.
What's in there?
Thanks, Igor.
What's it got in its pockets?
Igor, stop that.
Hanses.
If he says the room is full of lava and roaring flames, and Igor just jumps into it and dies, that would
I
be
guess I
fair.
deserved it, yeah.
Okay.
Tarek likes
The
Igor.
stone floor is scattered with human and goblin bones. A human is crouched in one corner holding a shield over his head, being very, very quiet.
I'll gesture to him from the doorway.
You can't see me.
Tarek says, excuse me, pardon me,
What's up
excuse me.
top? What's up top?
Where? What?
I look on the
I
ceiling.
look up to the ceiling. What is he hiding
Right.
from?
Regular ceiling. He looks like he's hiding from you.
Can we see any of the body behind the shield?
Yeah, there's an emaciated-looking human in tattered clothes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Have the bones been gnawed upon?
Yes, a bit.
Wait,
Are
so
they
this
human bones?
So this human crouching here with his shield has been ignoring on these poor people? That's terrible.
You don't know that for sure. There seems to be equipment in the room. Backpacks, iron spikes, spears. There's a bow. There's some lanterns. There's some suits of leather armor, some chainmail, and some robes, and a crowbar, and a holy symbol.
A holy symbol of what? I say, rolling religion really, really badly.
You're not sure. You're
That
sure you've
badly.
seen it somewhere.
Is it like the
Can I try, actually? I
Is
might
it like,
recognize it.
Is
You
it,
might.
is it like the Yonkers thing?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely the Yonkers thing. Unless it isn't.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. If
I don't-
if
I
it
don't know
isn't
about
if
much
it
about
isn't
religion.
green, I don't know what it is apparently.
Yeah, Khan, it's Lathander.
Okay.
Oh.
What's your name, sir?
He looks at you wild-eyed, looks at Tarek looks over at Khan. Gilver!
Gulliver.
Gilver!
Gilver.
Silver, how you doing? You okay?
Hello, good. Give. How many cheese was that again? Gilliver. Oh
Does
wait, that's a stutter. That makes more sense.
does he look like he's hurt, or just freaked out?
I just freaked out. He looks like he's got.
I don't have a spell for that.
Gilliver, how did you
He's
get in
blinking. Oh yeah, we're lost. We're lost. You help. You help us get out. Us. I mean me. Yes, I'm the only survivor.
What
Do you have
happened?
any
Yeah.
in parasites or something?
Parasites.
Yes. Like I thought maybe it was like me and my
He-
intestinal. I'm confused.
He looks at himself. Maybe worms, fleas. I don't know.
Have you been eating people, Gulliver?
No.
What do they taste like?
Like chicken?
No.
I look
No.
around, no elves. So definitely not vegetables.
No people.
So what happened here?
Who's been chewing on the bones here?
I don't know. Don't ask questions.
That we don't want to know the answers to?
Did someone shut you up in here?
He drops to his knees. Please, just get me out of here, please.
Did someone
kill
shut you up in
me.
here because you were eating
Oh.
people?
He falls to the ground, blubbering and mewling piteously.
Would you mind telling me what happened here? I would really rather like to know, and I don't really care if you eat people or not.
Maybe it would be more coherent if we get him out of the dungeon.
Out? You take me out?
Fine.
See
I
the sun.
guess.
See the sun. Trees. Rivers.
Trees
Well,
are
at
good.
least
I
before
like
you-
this guy. Yes, trees. Let's go look at the trees.
Is the druid in human form or something?
Yes.
Wait, I'm confused.
Yes, he is. Don't you see his token?
That's why he's speaking. It makes so much more sense. Okay. I haven't heard that noise in like a long time.
The elf turns round to the druids. Who the hell are you? And where's Skywolf?
Okay.
I mean, the sad fact is that it actually makes sense, and it can be and you can be totally excused.
I guess we'll Canthus, will you see if any of this is magical?
Okay. I'll just actually cast the spell to save time.
Okay.
In the meantime, while he does that, I will provide this person with some whey bread soaked in wine in a quake. So he won't lose any teeth.
He eats it ravenously. And if you were a medical doctor, you'd probably think he had scurvy, but since you're not, you think he has the pox or some kind of rotting disease.
I had some lembus, I'd give it to him.
That's a good point. I'm going to give him one of my good berries. That should basically fix him up real good with any deficiencies and other things.
Stop
Eats it.
wounds from opening up all over his body. Yeah.
Oh,
He eats it.
we adventurers. We can do that.
He eats it ravenously with his 3 teeth.
Okay.
Is there any magic in this room?
That should.
No.
I don't see any magic.
Okay. Let's check the. Did we check to the east over here?
Couldn't we take the poor guy out first? He wants to see the trees. That seems like a sensible thing.
It's a long way. Fine.
Are you in a hurry or something?
Your tugging at my heartstrings is working, but we have to go down before we can go up.
You
No,
do not.
Wait, what?
we don't.
How does that
Don't?
work?
No.
I thought we had to go down this hole to get back up.
No, because
where
we backtracked to where we've been before in this level, so we can work our way out that way.
Okay. Lead on then,
Okay then.
Macthas.
Did you find anything on the bodies and in the backpacks?
I read the list. It was all basic provisions.
Okay, sorry, I
So
missed
there was
that.
some armor worth tens of gold.
Yes.
I'll backpack out some.
I'll put it in a list for you as soon as I finish my pizza.
Okay.
So it sounds like we're not gonna. We can handle that after the end of the session. So which
Sure.
way do we leave to get out of here?
Storm, which way did you go?
Wait, I'm imagining the druid like pointing with his nose and lifting one leg.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
So up this way, and then.
Oh, is this the room with the? Are we coming up in the slime room?
Let's not do the slime room.
We agree. Okay. Let's let the rest of the party catch up for a little bit. They're we're way far ahead. We'll have lost them. Guys, get over here. Guys, don't fall through the pit. There's a pit there. Good God,
Door.
I think you just fell.
There's a door. I'll go
Yes.
through.
Are
Uh-oh.
you sure you didn't just fall down a pit?
Give me a second. Let me lock your tokens there.
Oh no, the pit's to the east of here, I think. Okay.
1. Ah, yes.
How come only 4 people are on the map? Have we lost 2 PCs?
Yeah.
Khan made the way that he remembered just going.
I'm also in the dark.
Well, then you should have kept up.
There are 11 alcoves in the room, 10 of which contain statues that appear to be idols or religious statues. They're quite different in style and appearance, but they have one characteristic in common. All of them are depicted holding dice, cards, or some other gambling imagery.
Oh.
The one alcove that does not contain a statue is the one in the middle of the north wall, directly across from the entrance. This alcove contains an altar with a bowl-shaped indentation in the top.
I go to the first alcove on the left.
Okay.
Hey guys, before you go in a new room, maybe we should let the cleric catch up. I think I heard him yelling.
You didn't.
Yeah, he's long enough.
Far too far away. I went the wrong way.
Well, we lost him. We could at least stop him before we go through any new doors. You were pretty sure, but what if there's a trap or something, and he dies alone in the dark, lonely and confused,
We
flying at the
We-
wall?
He has his ale.
Could you maybe stop?
He has his ale.
No. You're so mean. Come on. Just wait back and we'll go find him again.
I have a
I'm a little
tinder
lost.
box, but I don't have any torches apparently.
Set yourself on fire. It'll light you for the rest of your life.
You don't have a light spell? Is that a cantrip
No,
for?
I'm not that kind of cleric.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that kind of cleric.
Can you guys wait here and I'll go find him? Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm
I-
gonna,
I-
I'm
I tell-
gonna s-
I tell Fidebulus and Igor now that if we find anything while they're gone, we'll keep it.
So given that the party seemed to have disappeared altogether, I'm gonna go stealth mode since I don't want to get eaten.
Can you free up the our minis. I'll find the cleric.
I thought somebody opened the door and there's a fight brewing.
Don't know that yet.
Tokens are locked.
Tokens are locked, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck.
I've unlocked the tokens.
Oh, okay.
Fantabulous.
Stealthing at 17.
Fantabulous.
I'm checking each alcove on the
Plus-
left.
Okay.
Fantabulous, where are you?
Plus guidance. Is it gonna? How's it gonna do that? Is it gonna?
Where'd you go? Oh. Hey,
Don't
there's
worry, I've
Igor.
got enough food for 2 days.
Yeah,
I'm the only one
I
in.
have candles. I have
Yeah,
candles.
but that's not what's important. How many days drink do you have?
Oh, I'm gone through most of today's.
Oh dear.
I'm in the snake room looking for the cleric, going, hello.
You know, it's bad when every day you ration yourself, saying, "Well, if I only take one for today, then I'll be okay," and then you drink the next 3 days anyway.
Oh,
Well, I mean, the first part is a pretty good plan. It's
Yes.
just sticking to it that might be a problem.
That's the problem.
I guess I could light a candle.
You could.
Fantabulous.
Put that on fire,
look at
you-
me.
I check all the alcoves but the one straight back.
Okay. So
Aha! Canthas, I found you.
this one up here
I haven't
to the
found you.
north.
Well, I cast a light spell so you can see me.
And I did all this while I was in the room by myself.
Yeah. So the one to the north of you, actually, Skywolf is in there with you.
Oh, easy. Okay.
Are you gonna follow me?
Well, I can't see you
Canthas?
Yeah.
'cause
Can
nobody put
Uh,
light yet.
I don't know how to put light on this story.
okay.
I just say I follow him back.
Yeah, sure. Back to Tarek now.
I just gave you a roll.
Got it. Okay. Each of the 3 alcoves in the northern wall has the indented
You can tell me.
impression of a hand pressed into the back wall of the alcove. So it's like the wall was once soft and somebody pressed their hand into it and then it's set.
Where's
Oh, here we go.
Where's Khan?
Okay, Odd. I'm gonna put my hand in it. In the
Okay.
left one.
Okay, as you put your hand into it, a glowing rune appears in the alcove.
I take my hand off of it.
Okay, the rune remains. It's
Oh.
roll a d20.
In the tower?
Hang on, this is weird. Oh, no, roll a d6. For some reason, the table says d20 and the text says d6.
In the tower?
Anywhere, just open. The rune is of a sword.
I grab it.
You can't. That's the
Oh,
rune. There is a similar indentation in the next alcove.
in the center?
Yep.
Sure.
Dom, I guess you can let us know when me and the cleric catch back up.
Sure.
It did take us quite a while.
Yes. So you're basically not in there yet. But we'll finish with what Tarek's doing. Roll another d6. Roll, yeah. Was that the roll?
Yeah, it was a 4.
Oh, okay,
did I-
because I don't see it yet.
I might be off. Let's see. Let's try it again.
I think it's still here.
It's not showing my rolls.
Oh, okay,
Roll for me.
sure.
I mean, I see your roll.
Yeah, there's a 3, and that is a circle.
Um,
Going to check the last one.
sure.
Okay. Yeah, you can move your character. That's weird. And you
Yeah.
press it. Roll a d6. No luck.
I rolled a 1 on my end.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it, but
That's
okay.
weird.
So there's a skull Now, as you do this, okay, so I've got to check the order that you rolled. So you got a, did you say a 3, the last roll? A circle? Yes. So it was,
It was a sword, a circle, and a skull.
sword, circle, skull. Got it. I've got to scroll down. What the hell? They don't have it? Oh, there is no effect. You've seen games like this before.
I've seen games like this before.
Yes. Like with 3 cups.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't have any confidence in his knowledge about this game.
Hmm.
You notice there is a bowl in the middle,
center,
right? Yeah, there's a bowl shape. Yeah.
Nothing in the bowl.
Nothing in the bowl.
I think I got to get them in the right order. So
No, you have to. Sorry, me shutting up.
I'll go back in and hit all 3 again.
You do show up about now, by the way. Okay.
Hey, I found the cleric. Well, he was behind me a second ago.
Where is he?
I still can't see, so somebody has to point me where I need to go.
Yeah, you'll just have to drag him. He can't. He can't see the map. He doesn't have light, and I don't have light either, and I don't know how to make light except with my spell, which Dom has to adjudicate. So just teleport him here, please.
There, I can see now.
Yay!
Okay, so Tarek, you're going to press them again, not doing anything
So I'm
with
at
the
the
bowl.
skull right now.
Okay.
Well, I checked the bowl after I
Yeah,
hit
the
all
bowl is
3.
empty. Yeah, you did that.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
roll
I will
again.
go back. Yeah, so I roll a 5 on
Okay.
the far
All
right.
Yep.
In the center, I roll a 1.
Okay.
And on
And
the
on the
left, I roll a 2.
Okay, nothing happens.
Okay, I say to him, you appear to be not understanding the basic concept of gambling. I walk up to the bowl, I put 10 gold in,
Okay.
I walk over here and I push a button.
Well,
I
it's
caress
the
a rune.
It's
He-
3.
he-
It's a rune.
He says that it's 3
Fine.
runes in there at the top, in the top row. So there's a
Okay.
hand. There's a handprint in the wall. You just touch it.
Okay, and I put my hand in the handprint.
Roll a d6.
Not a d20?
Nope.
I clicked the wrong thing. See? Maybe something happens.
Okay. So you got a sword. Now Tarek's in the way of the next one.
Okay, I go to the next one.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
am I going to get cherries? I put my hand in there.
Roll a d6. A 6. You got a 2 and a 6.
Another sword.
No, a 6 is a demon.
Okay, sword, a demon, and a...
Sword.
There you go. See? Is my
Yep.
10 gold there when I go back?
Yeah, your 10 gold is still there.
Click the
well,
middle
no,
again.
no, sorry. No, sorry. The 10 gold has disappeared.
See? Now you understand. I
Ah.
That was way better, man.
You're supposed to be
Yeah.
halfling. Every
Okay.
other halflings are either happy, homebody, kind, loving people, or vicious gambling kleptomaniacs.
I have a question. Since
Not that I'm racist or anything.
Since I was stealthed, does that mean I could have swiped the gold when he wasn't looking? Just kidding. Just kidding.
So I put a gold. I put a.
totally don't care.
I put a gold
Okay.
piece in the. I put
Got
a gold
it.
piece in the bucket, and I roll a. And I let's see,
Yep.
3d6.
Right.
Yeah.
Dom, I just lowered my gold treasure amount by 10 gold.
Yeah, sounds good.
Left or right? 615.
Okay, the gold piece disappears.
I tried again. I'm hooked.
Okay. As you would be.
You know what the definition of insanity is?
Yeah. You never know. He could make his money back eventually.
422.
Seems unlikely given the odds.
It disappears. Well, you don't know how many winning combinations there are.
But
Try putting your penis in the ball.
I ignore the elf because I have gotten 2 identical numbers twice.
What do you got this time?
1, 1, and a 5.
115. Money disappears.
You know what? You know what this thing is? It's a stupidity detector. It's going off now.
You were gonna die. I just rolled 3 4s.
Okay.
Honest to God, I did. I know you can't see it.
Yeah. I believe you. You had 1 gold in there, right? You have 12 gold pieces in there. And roll a d4.
I'll let you roll it for me.
He just
That's pretty cool.
he just won your gold in that thrill.
You just got his gold and an extra piece from somebody else.
And you gain 300 experience points.
I turn around, I open my pouch, and I drop them one by one.
This is the second time you jump to level on people, isn't it?
You
Just
said
300.
300 experience. Just 300 experience points. Yeah. And I say, "Good day."
You quit while you're ahead?
I do.
Okay.
You have a vague sense of
I would have spent 25 golds. Oh, I see you gave me my experience. Thank you.
Yep.
And my gold?
I did not give you the gold, sorry.
I'll change it.
Yeah. This is your kind of dungeon, Tarek.
It is. I go to Fantabulous and go, dude, you got to try it. You never know.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Are you checking it out, Fantabulous?
Yes.
How much gold do you put in the bowl?
2 pieces.
100
Okay.
million.
2 gold. Now tell me the order in which those numbers are.
So 642.
642, the money disappears.
Try it again with 2 gold.
Okay.
Oh, you got to get 3 in a row. Oh, I saw it.
312, the money disappears.
Try another.
It's addictive.
6, 3, 5. Ooh, money disappears.
Try it again.
3, 6. Ooh, money disappears.
Oh, man, it was close.
5, 2.
Oh, you're close.
Money disappears.
One more time.
Tark is
Okay.
really interested now.
6,
Come on.
1. And the money disappears.
Okay, that's enough for me.
Hey guys, I find the way out.
Sky's gonna have a go with a gold piece because I'm just curious what's gonna happen now.
Okay. Give them in
6, 4,
order.
3. Yeah, 6, 4, 3.
Money. Your money disappears.
Yeah, let's try again. 3, 6, 2.
Money disappears.
133.
Money disappears.
Come on, somebody win. I want to see what happens.
Me too.
I want
Whoops.
to see what happens when they get like 3, 2, 1 and they lose a level. That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
Nothing
that would be
there.
hilarious.
1, 2, 3, 2,
1,
1.
2, 3.
Nope,
3, 2, 1. Oh,
1.
nothing there. Nothing there.
I was hoping that would do something. Oh well. 552. No, 255. Sorry.
Nothing there. It's actually surprising. The odds are that you'll get something much more often than you've been rolling.
6,
4, 5.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm
there.
aware.
6, 5, 1. Nothing there.
All right. I'm gonna be.
Aren't you supposed to be like a druid or something? Aren't you
Oh.
supposed to love nature and not?
3, 4, 6. Nothing there.
Oh, it's
Hold on.
fantabulous.
Hold on. I need
No, it
to.
is Storm.
I need to adjust my gold before I forget my count.
You're right, Igar. It's like Tarek's like actually reaching into his pocket and then dropping the coin back down, reaching to his pocket, dropping the coin back down.
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay, we have this poor man who hasn't seen the sun in years.
Oh,
And
2, 2,
you're
2.
Oh, 3 2s. Sword, sword, sword. A long sword appears in the bowl. Roll percentage.
Roll percentage. Well now.
Yeah.
Let's
Nice.
see. 10-sided percentile.
Tark is jumping on down. You won! You won! You won!
Oh, I thought that was 100 for a second.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
It would.
Maybe.
It would.
Or maybe not. It really depends how they made the table.
It does, doesn't it?
But usually 100 would have been something spectacular, one way or the other.
Okay, you got yourself a very nice. You got yourself a very nice looking long sword.
I think I could have bought it cheaper with the gold that I spent.
I don't think. I don't think so.
Oh,
You ought to have
Say
Can we go
Magic
now?
Man. Magic Man, is this magic?
4 4 1. You lose your money.
oh, come on!
2 2 1. You lose your money. Lose your money. You can roll them all at once as 3d6. Lose your money. How can you tell, Storm?
I'm asking the man who can detect.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
115 is nothing.
Oh, I'm done again.
Okay, can we help this poor man now? He's
Does he-
sad and
It's a
hasn't
plus.
seen the sun.
It's a +1 longsword.
Cool. It's a pity.
Nice.
It's a pity that I don't
Wait.
use long swords.
The Fantabulous got the sword?
No, no.
Storm.
Storm.
I got the sword.
Storm did.
Hey, our what's his name? Icon.
Icon.
You're like our main fighter type, right?
Yeah.
Would this be beneficial to you?
I mean, of course.
No, okay. I mean,
Anything that makes my job easier.
Hey, I'm all for you making all of us live longer by chopping stuff in little pieces. So if you want it, you can have it. If you feel like giving me 22 gold, which is what it cost me, I'm cool with that. But if you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, I can give you. I can transfer money or whatever.
Cool.
Let's see if I have any money first, though.
Good. Use it in defense of the party and the forest.
What were the options of the thing? There was cups, swords, and
Skulls.
What are the other one?
Skull,
Skulls.
sword, circle, pentagram, moon, demon.
I don't want to see what happens if you get demon, 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 or skull, skull, skull.
Yeah,
Let's leave.
I was just thinking that.
Follow me, guys. I know how to get out of here.
Is there any way to just give money, or should I just tell you how much money I'm giving you and you put it on your character sheet?
You can always drop it in the party inventory.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, my money though.
I don't think money can be dropped.
Yeah. I'll just
Okay, then just delete it and he'll add it.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give
Follow
you
me, guys.
I'll give you 50 gold.
Oh, okay. Sure, if
A
you like.
generous man. I guess there's a bonus for you taking the risk of summoning something
Yeah, that's true.
Demon.
or
Well,
losing an arm and a leg.
I mean, that would be a risk
Okay.
for everybody if there was a demon. But
Okay.
Yes, but it'd be funny. It'd be funny if you really lost an arm and a leg. I should put that in this table.
Everybody starts leaving, and Tark looks at them and looks at the runes, looks at them, looks at the runes, looks at them, and looks at the runes.
All right. One last one, but only one, okay?
No. You guys thought it was cruel because I didn't take
Roll
my
me.
hand to the surface. And now
Dom,
you're
roll
like,
me.
spending half an hour here
Okay.
grumbling.
Roll your
Dom,
3d6.
roll me 3d6 5 times, and I'll deduct
Okay.
10 gold pieces.
Okay. So 2, 6, 1, nothing. 1,
But seriously, Igor, thanks for the money, but it's cool.
2, nothing.
I'm glad that you
5,
have
5,
the blade
1
and
is
can swing
nothing.
it for the forest and for the party.
3, nothing. 4,
This would be awesome.
nothing. And one last one.
Yep.
Oh, 5, 3, 3, nothing.
Okay.
You know,
I
bet
turned
if you do I bet if you do one more time, it'll.
Do you say that?
He
course I
does.
do.
He did.
Oh, I do it.
The thing is, the DM could do something where there's like some sort of chance
4,
you become
4, 5.
compulsively addicted.
Steve, you were so close.
Oh, he was one off. One off
Yeah.
in 2 directions.
The
All
cool
right.
thing is, the DM could do something to make this like actually compulsive, but it doesn't have to just because it's human.
Yes.
This is right. Yeah, it's so true.
I gave
Dominic,
it a perfectly normal Chris dagger that did a vampiric touch thrice per day when you stabbed someone, thinking of adding a curse, and people just stabbed each other for it.
now, Dominic, I want to point out, this is very important.
Yes.
I'm just doing what my character would.
Of course.
Okay, guys, follow me over here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come, humans. Over here.
Let's gamble some more, Tark.
I put 2 in.
Old guy soon.
I put 2 gold pieces in the.
Hang on. Oh, there we go. Whoops. I got to go the other way now. I messed that up. Okay. There we go. 3. Oh, 616.
I'm getting
Nothing.
done.
That was
I'm hooked.
That was almost.
I'm hooked.
We want that 666.
We want that
No,
666.
we don't.
I want to be in a different room when that happens.
Oh, all 3s.
Wow.
Circle, circle, circle.
Quick freeze the map.
How much did you put in?
It was 2 gold pieces.
2. So there's 20 gold pieces in the bowl, and every member of the party gains 100 XP.
Oh, nice.
You are
good.
welcome. I bow.
Very good. Very good. Can
Will
you do it again?
wonders never cease?
Can you do it again?
Oh, I'm on house money now, dude.
Nathriel. Got some catching up to do.
I would do it.
I
I don't want to make Dom continue to roll, but I'm like 20 gold to the good. I would roll 10 more times for sure. But I won't make him roll.
Natalia,
It's 10.
1742. I assume nobody's added this themselves, right?
Oh, I just did. I did.
Oh, sorry. That's why I asked, because yours looked odd. Yeah, 1642. Okay, I put you back. I take it Storm has not added experience.
No, I assumed that the DM did that.
You can actually, but it's okay. I'll do it. 2162. Oops.
Just saying. I mean, the odds of rolling three of a kind on the 6-sided dice are actually not even 3%.
Yeah, but there are other combinations.
Yeah, I'm sure. I gotta believe if you're like 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, it's
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
be a
something
Like a
something
straight.
Like that,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Correct.
Well, I managed to get the reverse of a straight, and that didn't do anything.
No, it didn't. It's only the descending straight that works.
I feel like I should put that to the test, but I won't.
Oh, Tark's hooked, but he's not going to make you wait.
Yeah, we can come back. Let's get this guy out into the sun. If that
Yeah.
helps him.
Oh, wait,
Follow
wait.
me.
Hey, buddy. You want to have a go? I don't mind giving you a gold piece to have a go if you want to go, buddy.
No, I just want to leave.
Okay.
Okay, follow me.
Okay. So he.
Okay.
Oh, you know the way out?
Yes.
I saddle up to Fantabulous and go, we are definitely coming back.
Yeah.
So I go wait for other people. Just wait, guys.
Storm is
Good.
actually considering going back.
Coming, Con.
I don't remember that.
You having trouble moving your token, Chris, or are you staying on purpose?
Did we lose Chris?
Did we lose him?
Oh yeah, he's off Fantasy Grounds.
He's off Discord.
He's
See, here's the water room. So
Yeah,
we need to go west, and there's a pit to the north. Don't fall into the pit there.
What, this pit here that I
there's
drew?
a pit, see?
It's a good thing I drew that.
Whoa, I'm just my
Be
map
lost.
is sliding. Good, and here's the way out.
Ah. There we go.
Okay, so you successfully make your way out. Except for Tablius, who you've lost.
Oh well, these things happen.
Oh, he's gone back to gamble. I'm going back to get him.
Of course you are.
Okay,
And you're like, oh,
We'll,
damn, you're right here.
I'm going to take this man to see the sun now.
Hey,
Okay.
Fantabulous, let's go back. Let's take the man back to the farmer's house, and that way, when we get together next, we can pick up mail.
Right.
I think that's a great plan.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. So you can you make your way back to the farmer's house. This guy is
I'll make sure to point out every different kind of tree on the way back to our new friend.
so the farmer's wife is all like, you poor dear, and pets his head and gives him a nice clean robe and sets food in front of him, and then another set of food in front of him, and then another set of food in front of him.
Slow down, I'll throw up.
Wait a
And
minute,
then
he
killing my
already ate
food
a good,
belly.
already ate a good berry.
And he passes out on face first in his food.
Oh my god, you've killed him. You've gone and killed him.
And she's, don't worry, poor dearie, he's asleep.
No, he's stone cold dead, he is.
She holds his wrist and says, no, he's not. His pulse is strong.
Okay. Probably more important would be to shave him to get the bugs off and send him back to town.
Yes, she says. And she brings a warm bowl and she starts looking after him.
By the way, he might. We're not sure, but he might have eaten people. We don't know. That's just a theory been
Whoa.
thrown around. So
Igor,
don't leave
did
him
you
alone
go
with the
back?
kids.
Igor, did you go back?
No, I just
Oh.
rolling dice to see what.
Okay.
Giving them all the well,
That would have been something. On your third roll, you would have got, no, second roll, you would have got something. Look at you.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I gotta tell you, Tark cannot stop talking about it. He's like, I'm going back. I'm going back.
I'm going to make the big one.
You know, Dominic, it just occurred to me, as a DM, it's always been tricky getting rid of loot in the adventure. You just found the perfect way of doing it, apparently.
Well, so far it hasn't worked.
What do you mean?
Tark is ahead.
Yeah, Tarek's ahead.
Yeah, but in total, as a party, I think we're down about 5 gold by now.
Probably. Well,
See?
if you count the magic sword, you're ahead.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
and the experience, and the experience.
Frankly, as a player, I was in it for the experience.
I'll change my name back to plain old Tenathriel, although it was fun being professor for a while.
Right.
Well, you should keep it. You're entitled.
I do have a degree in ancient and modern languages.
Now, Professor, can you come up with some kind of scheme to make that room like actually pay out?
Oh yes, give tours to the peasants to put their money in. That's how
Yes.
you make gambling pay.
Yes, but
You take a
you'd
cut.
you'd have to operate the bowl. Unfortunately, the bowl is being operated by the gods.
Well, we could like tour.
Or you could
we
charge
take
the
adventures
peasants
here.
to go. You could charge the
That's what
peasants.
I meant.
To go. Ah,
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's an entry
Northern
fee.
peasants have gold. Anyway,
and who cleans up when they summon a demon?
well, the demon does. Obviously, he licks their blood off the walls.
I can just see it. Meanwhile, in the demon dimension, you have a bunch of demons just standing there pulling the levers and dropping down soul gems, hoping that they get to 666 when somebody in our room does as well.
Yes. Okay, folks.
So
I think a good
Dominic, whenever we finish this adventure, I would like to see that table if that's okay.
I think
Absolutely.
Igor is right. It probably does open a portal abyss, or just teleports you to the abyss. Be their plaything eternally.
Those are good options. I think I'll add to this table.
Oh,
Yes.
there's a fun comic where somebody, where the nerdly wizard summons a succubus, and she says, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "I want to play D&D, but I only have 4 people." She's like, "Great!"
I think I saw
And
that.
it turns out that those who lose their souls by summoning succubi get turned into succubi to fulfill the summonings of summoners. That's your penalty. Cute.
You know, on some level, the punishment fits the crime, doesn't it?
It does rather. It does rather. Okay, gentlemen.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel. And thank you.
Are we gonna get enough
Thanks,
XP to go
Tom.
up to 4th? It's only been like
I've got to check the encounters. My bad.
Only some of us who was cleaning up in the XP department twice.
Tark says, "You're not there yet."
So there was a whole 50 from the snake.
Yeah.
wah wah wah.
So I think I can drag that over.
I wonder, should I use the tiger instead of then I have dark vision? That would be a little bit handy.
What else did you fight?
A
I don't think
slug?
we fought anything else. Oh, yeah, the leech.
Yeah, no,
A
I'm
whole
sorry.
bunch of traps and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think the traps won mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some of that.
That's about it. There's not much.
We didn't die to the fiery room. That's always nice.
Yeah, I'm giving you that. So there you go. Have that award.
Maybe not full XP for that.
There you go. Yeah, that snake was worth an entire 50 XP, but it managed to bite Tarek.
Yeah, but Tarek managed to bite back.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well,